Hey, True Believers England team here. We are waiting for the rest of the geeky puppets to get over here. Eric's here, but he's off mic, probably grabbing something to eat real quick. I figured while we're waiting for everybody, while we're waiting for the crew, I have a few of the $5 / big dogs that I got. I didn't realize I got so few of these this week, but they're going to be in the auction tomorrow. I figure this one's going to be at in the $5 bin, and this is Flash 227. Next week, on the other hand, I've got 2 collections on the hoof, as well as a long line of some really good books, including I brought up a autographed copy of Crisis on Infinite Earths #1, autographed by George Perez. I've got Marvel Presents #7, featuring Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh, that's an early appearance.
And then What If the Fantastic Four had different superpowers? That's issue #6. And then a couple of Phantom Strangers. I don't know if you guys are interested, so because I've had one here, one there. I got a few of them here. Hello to Amy Lester. Hello. Here's Phantom Stranger issue #40. And got Phantom Stranger issue #32. And Phantom Stranger issue #31.
Spooky.
And these are going to be $8, as well as this one right here. This is Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's been a little bit iffy. I haven't been able to gauge you guys' reaction to Captain Marvel yet. Sometimes popular, sometimes not. I've always loved this cover, though. This issue #37.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Also, some weird adventure comics. It's just adventure comics. They put the name weird. They were big into the horror in the 70s. This is issue #433.
Spectre.
And then the issue where Steve Rogers quits being Captain America. That's issue 176. I will always get these if I can. This is an awesome book. It is the Uncanny X-Men meeting up with the Teen Titans. And then one you're going to see in December whenever I do my Christmas auction. I've been buying one. I don't have a lot. I've got about maybe a third of a short box. I thought I had more, but I am trying to pick up more and more. But I got one more Christmas comic book for the auction. So there you go. It might just be a couple of lots during the because I would love to have a full-on just everything's Christmas. I'll probably have it maybe a week out or 2 weeks before Christmas, so it gets there in time for you to read and enjoy. And so,
E?
Yes.
What's an uperhero?
What do you mean? What did I do wrong?
You want a list?
I updated it, so it might populate.
Ranking a Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, did I title it Uperheroes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that. I see. LK corrected it. Yes,
Can I change it to Uber Heroes?
Uber. Yes, because those poor young men and women who drive. Actually, it's usually middle-aged people.
No, yeah. That's a different comic book, Venkman.
A Legion of Ubers Heroes.
So I hope there's something there. I'm culling a couple of collections together. There's a couple of things that I got to list off. One, it's come to. I've figured out the math and everything, and I'm willing to offer this. If I could get what I've got on hold already, because I was going to pay for everything, I can actually expand the bidding on the collections tomorrow. So if anybody wants to through Ko-Fi donate $75, I'll give $100 in credit towards the auction. That'll let me get what's there, all the $5 and big dogs, and then I can up the numbers on the collections and maybe actually have some new books coming in as far as that's concerned. So yeah, that offer's on the table. Also, yeah, by all means, I've been saying this. You could help out the family if you go on over to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till. This is my daughter's birthday. It's Saturday, as a matter of fact. We're going to celebrate on Monday. And any donations, everything is going to go to my daughter for her birthday. So there you go.
Oh,
Oh, aside from the one that is towards the auction, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We decided we're going to take her out to either Indianapolis or a place called Kokomo because there are no Asian markets here. And Elizabeth is a Episcopalian. She only eats fish. And so she has a hard time with a lot of like regular groceries. She goes to the Asian market. She can get a lot of that. And by the way, nobody's going to correct me on the Episcopalian thing. All right.
Well, I am an Episcopalian. I just figured they've changed in the 40 years.
Yeah, they just changed the rules. Okay. No, it's called pescatorian, but there you go. All righty. So tonight we are ranking the first 12 comic book covers for the Legion of Superheroes. I'm jazzed for this. I do believe this was an Eric decision right here as well, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Legion of Superheroes. Oh, by the way, let me get something really quick here from YouTube, and I will put it into the I'll put it into the thing that goes by where people are talking.
Chat.
Thank you. Gosh darn it. I am just losing my mind. Okay, this is the playlist. Oh wait, no, this song I love comics. God damn it. Okay, I need the From the Long Box. But I started putting out a few of these the rankings and such from the scores. And would love for you guys to go check them out. I was thinking maybe bringing them by over here after I get a few of them under the belt. Comic cover countdowns, because I, like Stan Lee, love the what do they call it? Iterations? Alliteration, yeah. All righty, there we go. Yeah, I need you here just to correct everything. Oh, One Slick took me up on the offer. Awesome. By the way, everybody, whoever wants to do it, the offer's on the table. It's not first come, first serve. But there's the link to the playlist. So if you guys want to check out how your scores went, I've got the first 3 up, the Gorillas and the 2 War books. I do believe, Amy, you guys were even involved in ranking some war covers. I appreciated that because it's not your usual thing, but you were able to go, wow, there's some beauty in these, you know, at least look at the structure of the art, which is good. You know, I like that. Because that's one of the things we like doing I'm stalling because I forgot to put the overlays in and I'm just trying to, But that's one of the things I like about this. If you're new, we're going to be looking at some Legion of Superhero covers. And it's not just, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. If you want to really study into it and check it out, look at the corners of everything and such, find, you might have been looking at a cover for all of your life, loved it. And then this time around, you see a duck in the corner and you're like, hey, I love that duck.
Even more. Suddenly the duck's the best friend.
Yeah. Joe's on his way home, so he'll be here soon.
All right.
So take your time with the overlays.
Say again?
Take your time with the overlays.
So stall more. Is this the young gentleman that you said that you wanted to get on as a guest?
You know him. It's Joe Corallo.
Joe Corallo.
He's a famous writer. You can ask him who he's taking over the book when he passes.
Joe Corallo.
Well,
RDV, go f yourself. Joe Corallo. I just put in the wrong one. Okay. There you go. Okay, well, if we need to stall, anybody have any questions? Anything like, hey, I saw this and I thought it was cool. By the way, I did see 2 movies. I saw Strange Darlings and I saw Blink Twice. Blink Twice, Channing Tatum owns an island. He invites some people to it, and it turns out all wonky and evil. And that was all right. That was directed by Zoe Kravitz, whom I found out Channing Tatum is married to or something.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was good. It was weird because they put a what is that? A trigger warning at the beginning of it. This has scenes of abuse and violence. It might trigger people. Like it's a horror film. You know, on Friday the 13th, this has scenes of machetes in heads. You know, you kind of, I don't know, but I guess I get what it is. Spoiler alert, it's there's a lot of abuse in here. I mean, it's not just like movie abuse, it's like very realistic. So I guess they're thinking maybe somebody in there would have had this, so they put up trigger warning. But I'm still thinking, if you go into a horror film, you should, unless it's a ghost story, you should expect this kind of stuff. If someone invites you to a private island, they're going to hurt you or hunt you, says, yeah, Rhaegar, very much so. Yeah.
Well, it depends what kind of island you're going to. It might be a different experience you didn't want.
In some way, shape, or another, it's either going to be sexual or actual death. No man is ever like, why didn't you do a trigger warning? I know, right? What sucked is
why not both?
Wait, what?
Why not both? Assaulted and killed.
And then we saw Strange Darlings, and I'm telling you, go see that before it's spoiled, because this is a spoiled movie. People are gonna start talking, and it's gonna get out there. But it is really freaking good. I enjoy it.
People actually have to see it.
It's really. Oh, I'm sorry. Going ahead, LK.
I just said, well, I'm not sure because people actually have to go see it to spoil it.
Oh, is nobody going to see this?
I've never even heard of it before.
The first time I heard of it, was when I saw a commercial for it today.
Okay. Yeah, just it's very good. And then a scene happens. I mean, it's almost like that one that race where that girl knocks the little girl down.
Aww.
That's this movie. You know, where she's just pumping along and she's winning the race. Woo! And then the tall girl comes around and just kind of elbows her and she falls and she doesn't finish. That's this movie. This movie almost made it to the very end. And I even leaned to Gail and went, this is tight. This is a good movie. And then Stupidity. And I was like, oh man. I don't know. Anyway.
Built by Mr. Rourke of Fantasy Island. I don't know. Is that now the concept of Fantasy Island? I've heard people say something it was like a purgatory.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. Yeah. It was either purgatory or it was some part of heaven on earth where Mr. Rourke was because Mr. Rourke actually stared down a demon in one episode of Fantasy Island in the original. I've never watched the other one.
Who's applied to be the devil?
Wait, are you talking about the television show or are you talking about the Blumhouse movie?
Why would you talk about that movie?
There's a movie?
Because we were talking about movies, and I thought that's what Venkman was referencing.
No, because we're talking about islands. Maranya's comment there. We're talking about islands.
Yeah. Okay, so should we wait a little longer for Joe? Or
go ahead.
All right. Okay. Sorry, One Slick. We're going to have a guest. Joe Corrales coming in. He's a big Legion of Superhero fan, so we're trying to stall for him, but it is 13 minutes into the thing. So let's get this
on the earlier. He can catch up on the earlier issues pretty quickly.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. All right, so let's get this party started. Well, LK, you're in the starting block, and by the way, I picked out the first 12 cover appearances, not first 12 appearances of Legion of Superheroes, because they're not always on the cover. Here you go, LK. You got the first appearance of Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, so in other words, one of the iconic DC covers, not just Legion covers. Oh boy, got it. The automatic knee jerk is to give a 10, but it's kind of like,
well, look at it and be honest.
Some of the faces maybe aren't great there. I mean, I do love the way that the composition is there. It's put together. But I'm giving it a 9.
All righty. We got a 9 from LK. We're moving on to Eric Breen. What do you say, sir?
I'm a sucker for introductions. I've got to give this a 10 just for it's simple, direct to the point.
Yep.
And he's getting summarily rejected.
Saturn Girl's not impressed.
All right. Why am I okay? I'm trying to pin my comment, but all I'm getting is there we go. I was able to love my comment instead of just pin it. All righty. So we got a 10 from Mr. Breen. All right. And how about you, Amy?
You wanted to put out there?
Say again?
Is that the right Ko-Fi link you wanted to put out there?
Why?
Because it says kofi.com/manage.
Oh, bloody fuck. Okay. So, sorry, Amy. Sorry. I apologize.
Let's see here. So I'll buy you some time while you get the Ko-Fi thing working.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
What do we got here? Let's see. I'm sorry, Superboy, but we cannot admit you into our superhero club. Your low score on the tests we gave you proves your powers are too ordinary. Well, what's their powers then? Cosmic Boy, Lightning Boy, and Saturn Girl. Well, Lightning Boy better have lightning powers. That would make sense.
He does.
I think these are pretty cool drawings. I like the characters' faces. They have a really, like, the lines on them are really minimal and very, very clean. They're like simple shapes, and the eyes and the face shapes are almost gestures. Like, I can't imagine these had a lot of underdrawings on them. And the idea that this is almost like America's Got Talent or something, superhero edition, is kind of funny. But Superboy here looks like that's such a great expression. It's fun. I don't know. There's a lot of color on the floor. Yeah, but the curve of the desk, which is curved, and that's a cool thing. And there's curvature on the floor, but it doesn't line up with the curvature on the floor. So I'm not sure, who designed that room, but they needed to think about that a little more. But I like it. Oh, Superboy's tilted a little far forward, so that would probably be something to fix on it. But these drawings are kind of lightly blocked, so I think gosh, that's hard, but it is cute. I think I can give it a 9. Yeah.
Alrighty, we got a 9.
Mm-hmm. I like all the different costumes.
Okay, how about you, RDV? What do you say?
I need a parody with a Mean Girl saying Fetch is no longer not to be accepted. They're all voting no. This looks like the Legion of Mean Girls.
There's a Legion of Mean Girls?
Movie, Mean Girls.
There should be, don't you think?
Yeah, it would be kind of a cool comic.
I'm actually surprised somebody hasn't put together, like, you got Gotham City Sirens, why not Mean Girls?
The Legion of Mean Girls? Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right.
Mean Girls?
I'm just gonna give it a 6. I'm not really feeling it.
All righty. And MK, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'll give it 7. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Amy? I'll give it a 7.
All right.
I'm sure we've got some other really dazzling ones to come up too. So.
All right. So here we go. We've got the one, like LK said, this is an iconic cover.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it everywhere. It is homaged everywhere. But you got to ask yourself, is it famous because it's awesome, or is it famous because it's iconic?
Right.
Because of what it represents, the very first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes. As he said, you know what they need? They need a whole bunch of statues and comic books on their wall, because they do say they're fans. Much like every other comic book fan. Mine are coming soon.
There you go.
Look, you're right. It's everything's a little bit off, and there's a lot of blank wall behind them. Stoic faces. They definitely do change the color of Lightning Lad. This is new. Same with Saturn Girl. It's like what you're seeing here. Everything's going to be different. I dig the cover though. I'm having a hard time going lower.
if it's super awesome, then that's what it is.
You know, it is, because what it represents for me, I have to give this a
Absolutely.
10. I loved two teams so much that I never missed an issue up until Brian Michael Bendis.
Mhm.
That's the Teen Titans and the Legion of Superheroes. Two reasons, by the way, to be careful what you wish for in modern day comics. All right, let's go to the chat. And we have, let's see if we're still stalling. I could tell you about how I got banished from Smurf Island. Okay, next. Undead Quinn says 8. And Eric and Boyd says 8. Nice Top says 9. 2 8s and a 9.
Wait,
Let's see. We've got Jose saying, I assume I'm going to be hated because I don't think I'll rank these covers high. Jose, everybody's got their opinions. And if you want yours to be wrong, go right on ahead. Undead Quinn says it's no 10. Dark Admiral says 10. Oh,
I support your endeavors, Jose.
Sounds like someone has a happy cat. Okay. Brian Stam says 8, and Bad Comic Review says 5. Looks like a panel from the Blondie strip. Very dated looking. Stupid bubble on the Cosmic Boy. It's a space helmet so we can breathe. Okay, so we got an 8 and a 5.
But Cosmic Boy can't breathe unless he's in space?
Yeah, they change it because he's on Earth. So his home planet's air doesn't it's not compatible. They change it.
He's afraid of COVID.
He's afraid of COVID. Ethereal says 7, and Once Like 8. Could have been better for a first appearance. Alrighty, we got a 7 and an 8.
This was a meme template, though, guys.
Man, you gave me courage, and he gives it a 5. Says Jose.
Rhaegar, this is a meme template. There's so many covers after this that pay tribute to this.
Oh yeah, this is very well homaged. Rhaegar is saying 9. Don't love your comment while you're still on the screen. I know, right? I tried to hit the pin and I just hit love my comment, but I do love my comment. It has served me well. Yay is learning how to shill properly. I'm trying. Adventure Comics 240. By the way, that offer does stand. So, it's not first come, first serve. If anybody wants to take advantage. Adventure Comics 247, Superboy is used to give the shine to this new group. Simple and effective. Score a Legion 10. You don't have to spend it in one auction. You can spread it if you need. He could defeat almost the entire team by himself. Yeah, that's Superman. There you go. He's holding in a fart. Who? Me? Wait, you can tell that? Hey, Joe's here, and in time to talk about the very first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes.
Hello.
What do you do?
Wow.
If you stand taller enough, we can see you over the ticker.
It's fine.
I'll get rid of
That's
the ticker.
worse.
Hold on.
Oh, you're fine.
There you go.
Hello.
All right, so you're the last up to bat here. Looking at this cover, the rankings are very simple. 1 is god awful. 2 is horrible. 3 is very bad. 4 is bad. 5 is meh, means it does not affect you one way or the other. 6 is average. 7 is good. 8 very good. 9 awesome. 10 super awesome. And scoring is absolutely however you want it to be, because everybody's got their own opinions.
Sure. I mean, for this cover, especially because it's the first appearance, it's a cover that's been riffed on a lot, even though it's not my favorite Legion cover. I feel like it's grandfathered into a 7. So
Okay, at the very least.
yeah.
A couple of us said it was grandfathered into a 10. I was one of them. Yeah.
No, I would do that, as well. I get that. I personally really do love the cover, and sometimes it's hard to parse through the nostalgia of it or that, but it's a fantastic cover that has been used again and again and again, and I even referenced it when I got to do something for DC in June. So
awesome. Yeah, I that's one of the reasons I say just however you want to grade it, grade it. And I mean this for everybody who's involved. Even if you've been listening in and you haven't graded anything, if like you said, you're feeling the nostalgia, everybody else is giving it 5 or 6 or something to a cover. This might be as Eric's pointed out, I think to one of the Power Man. I didn't particularly care for it, but he's like, this is one of the first back issues I've ever bought.
Yep.
It's got a nostalgia feeling to it. Score it with that. Use it. It's okay. All right. So let's get this one a stop on that, and we'll move on. All righty. Let me drop that. What we got here is 2 5s knocking out the 2 of the 4 10s, and then we've got 1 6 knocking out one other of those. Then we got 3 7s getting rid of that last 10 and 2 of the 9s, but 5 8s completely take out those 9s. This, ladies and gentlemen, the first book of the night is an 8. All righty.
And now, Joe, you've been introduced to England team math.
That is absolute. But basically, the math comes during the video I make for the other channel. This is just process of elimination. That's what I'm doing. I explain this. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Eric leading us off, and this is the second cover appearance of Legion of Superheroes, Adventure Comics issue number 267.
I think I'm gonna go 9 on this.
All right.
Not sure why Saturn Girls break. I don't want to wind up. Now I'll give us 9.
Okay. How about you, Miss Amy Lester?
I think this is probably a better composition overall. It's interesting. You've got a central figure here with Superboy. And the way everything's framed, you've got the lowest character, Saturn Girl, here. It creates kind of a nice circular layout. Are they bad guys? They always seem to be picking on Superboy.
That was a thing, you know. A lot of good guys picked on Superboy in the covers.
Aww.
You know, what was Lana or Mom and Pa Kent gonna do to ruin Superboy's day? It was a misunderstanding.
You missed 2 nights ago. We did what's called Super Dickery covers, where basically Superman is being a dick to everybody he knows.
Mostly Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, especially Jimmy Olsen, his pal. It's just something that happened in the Silver Age on the covers. It was like good guys were acting bad for some reason.
Everybody's just being mean.
Yeah. Although I think the top cover that night was still Superman cutting off Lois's air supply in space.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a cover you cover, but that was the first one that popped in my mind when you were talking about the Super
to me,
Dickery.
the cover that got number 1 is the worst of all, and that's where Superman and Maxima are having sex on Lois
that's
Lane's
right.
grave.
And he's literally got his hand working his way up to her ass.
It's absolutely
on the tombstone.
I'm sorry, banging another chick on your wife's grave
because he did that after he snapped the air hose.
Yes, there you go. Anyway, Amy, what do you think about the cover that's in front of us?
I think this is actually a pretty good image. So hopefully Superboy will get out, because I think Kryptonite can make him sick if he's there too long. But I guess they end up friends later on, so hopefully this works out okay. I'll give this one a 10. Plus, there's a lot of pink on the cover, so that's awesome.
You meant and friends, right?
RDV.
Oh, yeah. It's and friends.
I'm liking this Go Kryptonite cage.
Yeah.
And wow, that guy is wearing a girl's uniform on the right.
He's wearing a tunic. Yeah.
It's a skirt.
It's a skirt.
Is there any guys that wears manly covers in this book?
Well, Cosmic Boy does after a while, until Mike Grell gets a hold of him, and then he's dressed like Rocky from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah.
This is all very fashionable in the year 3000. You got to remember.
It is.
Well, Lightning Lad's bringing back the Shakespearean outfit. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought 2024 is what they're going for. Honestly, yeah, it's gives you the. I just don't say he's got the pink adventure thing up there.
Yep.
The orange. Usually, there's a weird combination of colors on this, but I guess they were limited to that back in the day.
It's kind of an apricot, a pink. Some
So what do you
Fine.
score this?
Honestly, I would pass on this cover. I'm gonna give it a 6.
All righty. How
I
about you, MK?
Yeah.
Oh,
He looks like he's dancing in the cage.
he does. How about you, MK? Hello, sir. He took the mic off. Are you still muted? All right, we'll go to Joe until MK figures it out. What do you think?
Sure. I really do like this cover. The composition's really good. It's more kinetic than the first, like especially Cosmic Boy and Lightning Lad there. Like they look like they're moving. You know, I'd give this one a 9.
All righty. MK, are you there? All right, something's going on with MK. Whenever you're ready, we'll get your grade on this one. I think you're absolutely right. First of all, yes, this is a better cover than the first one. Even though that one's iconic, this one just has more. This is more, as you said, kinetic. There's a lot more to it, a lot different colors, which is a big problem with the first appearance. And we do have better uniforms. It just is. I'm going to say I do like this one. I'm going to go a 9 as well. I might be a patsy for this. I love the Legion of Superheroes, so
Same.
I'll admit to that. I might be very soft on this.
Maranya, weird is making fun of it because it looks like he's got no pants on. He's just wearing a blue skirt.
All righty. Undead Quinn says 9, and Jose says better than the previous one. IMO 7. All right, so we got a 9 and a 7.
Yeah, I was going to rate the cover a 9 as well.
Okay, my first skip of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get a skip count?
Well, we just lost MK.
Yeah, we lost MK. Hopefully he'll pop back on, or at least he'll go into the chat. My first skip of the night. What were you said 9?
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that, LK. All righty, where do we leave off? We had Ice Tops giving this a 9, Eric and Boyd an 8 and a 7 from Jim Sorensen, and Ethereal says 8, and Bad Comic Reviews says 7. So 2 7s, 2 8s, and a 9.
MK.
2 7s, 2 8s, and a 9. And MK, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. All right.
Awesome.
So what do you think about
Let
this?
me- Yeah, my iPad wasn't working, so I just logged in my phone. Yeah, I was going to say I give this a 9. I like the detail. I like the how they seem diabolical, like enjoying torturing Superboy, with the kryptonite.
All righty. Now, going back to the chat, Dark Admiral says 7-1, Slick says 9. You're getting the idea they have something against Superboy, but nice art. And Brian says 8. So we've got a 7, an 8, and a 9. All right.
Dude? The running skip count is in the thousands.
He's right. Well, let's just start tonight, okay? Just do it. We'll just keep it to an even night, okay?
How many days since the last skip?
Yeah. All right. So Maranya saying Adventure Comic 267. Great costume design for the main 3 Legionnaires. Superboy being held prisoner. Just enough background to set the scene. Score it a Legion 10. All righty. That filthy. Okay. Let's see. 7 from Rhaegar. Make a bully great again. Make bully great again. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we got one more 7. Let's get the stop on this one. And we have 1 6 knocking out one of those 2 10s. We've got 5 7s taking down that. And then 4 of those 8 9s. Ooh, then we have 3 8s. And we have the only man left standing is a 9. So this goes right up to the 9s. My 9s. Okay, where we are. Here we are. Bum, bum. Let's try that again. I said Boom, boom. There we are. And I do believe it is Amy Lester's turn to start us off. This is the third cover appearance of Legion of Superheroes Adventure Comics, issue number 282.
Are you sure about that? That's make a second guess.
Or we could go to what? No, it was LK, Eric Breen, Amy Lester.
I know, I'm just messing with you because you have a bad memory, and you probably didn't monetize this either.
What?
Did you monetize this stream?
Oh shit! All right, I'm getting there. Yeah, thank you. Amy, what do you think about the cover?
Wow. Okay, there's certainly a lot going on here. What have we got? It says, Lana, you are the fairest damsel on all 9 worlds. Okay, I made you a flame claw.
Yes.
Now I bring you these jewels. What do you wish next? Okay, cool. Starboy is treating me like a queen, yet Superboy isn't jealous one bit. Oh, come on. That girl from the future has made him forget me completely. Featuring Lana Lang and the Legion of Super. Is Lana, she has powers?
Occasionally.
She later becomes an honorary member of the Legion.
Insect
it's a whole
queen.
Insect queen. It's yeah.
Really?
She could use like 1 power at a time. That's insect. It's the whole thing.
Oh, okay. That's funny. She kind of
cute.
looks like she's got like a little antenna, and there's kind of a wing motif on her little thorn here.
It sounds like somebody just really liked Lana and they wanted to keep her in the story.
Yeah, I guess so. So she ends up in the future somehow? Okay.
Well, Superman, Superboy takes her,
into the future.
In order to hit on girls in front of her.
That's I guess he kind of deserved to get stuck into a cage there for a little bit.
Well, if they're just friends, though, I mean, was it clear that they were dating, or is it just?
Well, I'm glad that they're friends then. But then they probably should be careful about building cages out of radioactive material. But this is neither here nor there. I think this is a really cute cover. I like the structure for the room, the little staircase. I kind of hope they get their emotional stuff sort of straightened out so they can be their better selves. But overall, I would say it's a good composition. Nice colors. The posing's good. Superboy isn't falling over, which is awesome. It doesn't have as much pink as the other one does, so I can't give it bonus points for that. But it's still a cool cover. I think I'll give it a 10.
God bless you, Amy Lesser.
Excellent.
I just love the way you talk about covers. I'm sorry, but it's like, we look at, okay, well, this is good. The art, I mean, you can do that, but you sometimes go off on tangents like I would never have thought of. All right, RDV, what do you think of when you see this cover?
I feel like Starboy should launch Lana into space. He's in all this, and she's like not even paying attention. I'm just thinking like he should just dump it all in her lap, and I don't. It's kind of funny they're continuing like not the love triangle, but still kind of like the pining after Superman, even though it's not even on the other covers. Or did it start here and go into Lois Lane and all that stuff? Or
all right, what would you score this?
I'd give it a 7. It's okay.
Okay, and let's go on over to Joe. What do you know?
Yeah, no, I do like the cover. The composition works really well. It fits into that whole like not quite super dickery, but like just about. It's like it's not as extreme as some of the others. It's more subtle dickery. I give this an 8.
All righty, and MK.
Yeah, I would say I think I'll go 9 on this. I like everything that's going on, and the girl with Superboy, she kind of reminds me of one of Kirk's girlfriends from the original Star Trek. Probably the haircut or something. I don't know.
Right.
It's kind of a Star Trek-y outfit too.
Yeah. I guess like during that. I don't know what year this was exactly, but I'd imagine. Maybe around, was it same time period, maybe? Or I don't know.
That'd be like 1971.
Yeah, this predates Trek.
Oh, really? Okay, nice. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured it was around there, just old, very old. Yeah, I'll go 9 though. Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
All righty. LK, what do you say?
Well, I kept going back and forth on 7 and 8. I do love the fact that you, as Venkman mentioned, you combine this with then the later on, Lois Lane comics, and you realize it's like, gee, Lana should have a little sympathy for Lois because Superman, Superboy was doing to her what doing now. But ultimately I'm going to fall on a 7. There's just some art things that just kind of bother me a little bit.
Okay. Eric?
Well, there's a lot of spine ticks and there's a crease in the corner.
Yeah, we're all of a sudden Swaggle House and Mint Hunter. We're just talking about,
Hey, remember when Vartox accidentally killed Lana?
Okay.
Was it really an accident? Because she's a bitch.
Okay. Well, all righty. So what do you score this?
I'm going to give us a 10 because this perfectly encapsulates the Silver Age.
I think
mostly
so
for the
too.
dialogue is that's part of it.
Well, also I would like to point out the blocking. If you're staging a play or something, you want everybody to be in a certain position where not only people can see how you're about to react and be emotional, so forth and so on. And it's got to look good. It's got to be pleasing to the eye. And I think the blocking with these characters are absolutely perfect. You can see what Starboy's thinking, as well as Lana, the girl that Superboy's hitting on, so forth, so on, everybody. And I just think the composition is absolutely perfect. The only background you really need is the background that is directly behind each character as well, since it's the whole cover. It isn't about, oh, this is the coolest image of all time, but it's about the story that it's telling. Starboy in love with Lana, who's in love with Superboy, who's in love with the blonde. So it's all about the story rather than is this the most awesome of images and such like that. And sometimes when you see a cover like that, it's not going to be Wolverine holding up his claws while the Hulk's craning down on him. I'm going to give this one a 9 as well. I think it just for the staging of it. All righty. Let's go to the chat. And I do declare, says Rhaegar, but Jose is giving this a 7. 2 8s from Rhaegar and Jim. Hey, Jim, it's been a while. And then we got a 3rd 8 from Ethereal Dragon and a 2nd 8 from Undead Quinn, and then a 4th 8 from Ice Top and a 5th 8 from Dark Admiral. So 5 8s, 2 7s. All righty. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 1, 2. And then we have Bad Comic Reviews saying 6. Boring. Needs explosions and less dating. And then we've got Eric and Boyd with an 8. All righty. 6 and an 8. Next up, Jim said, I had no idea Starboy was in the Legion so early. Yep, 3rd cover appearance. Let's see. She doesn't even respect Starboy really, and no woman ever would. Actually, Lightlast, wasn't it? Wasn't that his parent?
Dream Girl.
Dream Girl. Okay.
Aw, what a cute name.
Lightlast was with Timberwolf.
Timberwolf. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. BCR, I guess the Legion was like the Archie comics. A little bit. All right. Another 8 for me, says Brian. And One Slick says 8. If she is being presented with a huge plate of jewels, she should be like, who needs a Superboy? All right. So that is 2 8s. And Maranya says Adventure Comics 282. Lana somehow is in the future with the Legion and still has the rivalry for Superboy's love. Well drawn, but repurposed concept. Score it a Legion 9. So we have 2 8s and a 9. Boink, boink, and zoink. All righty, there you go. Lois Lane emotional basket case from 1939, 1987. Just about. All right, let's get the stop on this one. And we have 1 6 taking down one of those 2 10s, and then one of the 4 7s cancels one of them out. We got 3 7s versus 3 9s. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 9 8s, and the 8s are speaking loudly. Okay, we're still on the hunt for a 10. Will we have one today? I don't know. I think we will. Okay, and that is the fourth cover. Fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4. So RDV, you get the fourth appearance, cover appearance anyway, of something to do with the Legion this time around. Not any Legion of Superheroes members, but they're villains. The first appearance of the Legion of Supervillains. This is Superman number 147, sir.
Oh.
All right, we got Ronald Reagan. Looks like another guy. And,
Katharine Hepburn
yeah.
looks like oh goodness gracious, greatest actor in the world. And what is his name?
Oh, it kind of looks like Douglas Fairbanks Sr.
There you go. Okay, that works too. And then Ronald Reagan, yeah.
Superman is punishment for your many brave and worthy deeds. We value that you be executed. How can I defend myself against the combined superpowers of these outlaws from the future? I'm doing. Wow, at least he's older now. He's not just Superboy with them, you know. But still, it's like I thought, like in Silver Age, he was supposed to like could move planets, but somehow gets captured.
He was as powerful as they needed him to be for that issue.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait. Why is it Crypto on this cover? Crypto Battle.
Yeah, don't you kind of want to see the cover for Crypto Battles Titano?
I know.
Yes.
So that I gotta give it a 5. I'd rather see
Alrighty, all right. How about you, Joe? What do you know?
You know, it is fun. I really love the death life at the bottom there. The deaths lit up on all of them. It's really great. What a nice little touch. I'm gonna give this one an 8.
All righty.
Joe,
Okay. What do you say?
I was just say quickly, Joe. We had a Luke Cage cover where the guy had a nuclear device launch button in his living room, and he had like a Christmas tree up, and he had a fireplace. It's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Okay, MK.
Yeah, I'll go 9 on this one just simply because of what you pointed out earlier. You know, with Katharine Hepburn look-alike and the Reagan guy, the dude with the lightning lord. Also, I just realized these types of covers remind me of the SNL skits for some reason. What was it?
See that?
I think like was the Jeopardy where he's like Trebek, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'll go 9 because of that.
All righty. LK.
Yeah, overall it's really good, really solid. The character models I think are better than on the earlier issue. You know, in the composition's good. I'll go 9.
Nice.
All righty. Cool. Eric, what do you say to this one? What do you see?
Well, Joe beat me to the punch on the life death. I'm sorry. If those are my two choices, I'm thinking I got a 50% shot at this not ending well. And I'm not sure I'm walking in. But as a homage cover, this hits the mark. And if I gave the original a 10, I have to give this one 2.
Alrighty. I just think it's funny that they homaged this cover like 3 in. This is literally the 4th cover appearance, and they've used the same cover twice. So you got to give mad respect for that. That's economical.
At least they changed the choices.
Yeah, at least they did that. I'm giving this one a 9 as well. All righty, let's get to the chat here. See how they thought. And Jose says 6. Eric says 9. And Dark Admiral says 8. Not really, but we're going to go with that. All right, 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9. Okay, Bad Comic Review saying 8. They all look like they need to poop. Somehow improves the concept. Then Jim Sorensen says 6. Ethereal says 9. And Undead Quinn says 8. So that is 2 8s, a 6, and a 9. 6, 8, 8, 9. Alrighty then. One Slick says 6. Older but still mean, but now it's death instead of no. It's getting harsher. Alrighty, and he gives this one a 6. Bum bum. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Come on, Speedy Gonzalez. So Ice Top says 7, and Brian says 8. All right. And Maranya says Superman 147 counterparts to Adventure 247's Heroes and the Villains for the homage factor alone. This is a Legion 10 4th cover. That's just lazy, says Bad Comics. Didn't we do this one already? Says Rhaegar, giving it a 7. All right, let's get that. Let's drop this here. And what we got here is failure. All right, so what's 6, knocking down one of those 2 10s, and then 3 7s, getting rid of that last one, and 2 of those 5 9s. But we do have 5 8s, knocking out the last 3 9s. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on a hunt for our first 10 as this takes a spot with the 8s. All righty. And next up, I do believe our guest is going to take the 5th. But in this case, the 5th appearance of the Legion of Superheroes Adventure Comics number 290.
Ooh. You know, this is it's a fun cover. Just trying to see. It's I mean, we're really getting some more Legion lore. I that's the first cover appearance of the time bubble, so that's cool. I'd give this one a 9.
All right, we got a 9 from Joe. How about you, MK? What do you say?
I'll go with 10 on this one. Yeah, I like the whole sequence, the background, and the faces on the blocks. Pretty, yeah, those are pretty neat touch.
All righty. And LK.
I'm getting real OMAC vibes with the faces on the blocks and so on. And it might be the scans, but I just see some really rough pencil work here, so I'm going to give it an 8.
All righty. Eric.
Yeah, I'm preferring to think of them as they're actually in those blocks.
Yeah, it's an OMAC reference.
Yeah, except for the one that Sunboy's holding is really, really small. So probably not. But I will give us a 9. I do like this.
It could be liquefied in it. Amy, what do you think about this particular cover?
I'm trying to figure out why these boxes have their faces on them.
Well, it says here, Sunboy, this lead chest holds the last part of the terrible invention which the Legion of Superheroes dismantled and buried years ago. What's inside the boxes? My X-ray vision can't see through lead. Be patient, Superboy. In a moment, you'll see. Ha! Little does this fool realize that when I assemble all 6 parts, they'll form the only weapon which can destroy Superboy. So that's no help.
Maybe it's like Voltron? Like
maybe so. It comes to form a super Legion of Superhero.
Yeah, like a giant superhero Legion robot, maybe, but it's not going to do very much if it needs one of them to captain all the different parts.
Well, Superman, if you look at the actual concrete blocks, that's your friend's head sticking out of them.
There you go. Yeah, maybe it's not just a face painted on it. Maybe it's actually their face coming through it. Yeah. What do you give the what do you score the cover, Amy?
I think it's kind of bizarre, but it's a bit whimsical too. I think I can give that oh, what the heck? I'll give it a 9.
Okie dokie, RDV.
I'm agreeing with some of the people in the chat. There's a lot of just blank backgrounds. Boring. There's really no, everything's in the front what they wanted to see, and then it's just like Vince Coletta was everywhere else.
I don't think they really know where they are in a case like this. Like where they're headed to someplace, but from where? Is this supposed to be a basement?
Or they're living somewhere where there's a crisis wave.
Yeah, so what do you score this, RDV?
It just looks so weird. It's like the guy's a villain, and he's like, "Here, help me put this IKEA table together."
Did they know he was a villain at that point, or did he used to be a Legion?
Well, no, he's a
Well,
hot
he
leader.
is a
Yeah.
member of the Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just weird. Isn't that Firebrand or whatever? Firestar?
That's Sunboy.
Sunboy?
Yeah,
Oh,
Sunboy. Yeah.
There's just too many of them.
So what do you score this, RDV?
I'm giving this a 6. This is just weird, man.
Alrighty, and I'm looking at it. It does not speak to me. It's not a bad cover. It's a good cover, which I'm going to give it a 7 for.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it doesn't, grab.
Right.
Let's go see what the chat says. Let's see. There were 3 6s, so 1 slick. Okay. Yeah, that's what I have down here. For the last one. So Jose says 6. Undead Quinn says 5. Jim Sorensen and Brian say 9s, and Ice Top says 8. So that's 5, 6, and 2 9s. Alrighty. Next up, Bad Comic Review says 8, unless those are corpses, and then it's a 9, and I don't believe it would be, so I'm going to give it an 8. Let's see, 9 from Ethereal Dragon, and Bad Comic saying it's Voltron, and then we get an 8 from One Slick saying the negative space backgrounds are getting tiresome. So we got a 9 and an 8. Alrighty. Let's see, Maranya. Adventure Comics 290, just enough elements to set up the story. Black background would have been better, but still effective concept that sells the book. Score a Legion 10 for the time travel bubble. Alrighty. And then we go to Eric and Boyd, who says 7. Dark Admiral says 7. And let's see. AU says, reminds me of the Star Trek TOS, where the aliens reduce crew members into the matter cubes. Did you score it, AU? Okay. Hey, leave a score sometime. Let's see. 2 7s. Alrighty. There we go. And 6, the cover's too busy, says Rhaegar. Alrighty, so let's get a stop on this. If we do get AU's score or anybody else's, we'll just add to it. And yes, it will affect the way things are. As it stands now, we've got that 1 5 knocking out one of those 2 10s, and then we go to the 6s, of which we have 3. Getting rid of that last 10 and 2 of the 6 9s. Oh, now we've got 5 9s up against the 3 7s. And then 3 8s. And ladies and gentlemen, this is an 8 fest tonight. 7, 8, 9. Just saying. All right, here we go. And next up, MK, you ready? Here you go. You get the, what are we on? We're on the 6th cover appearance of Legion of Superheroes. You know what's something? Is the one comic book that has damn near every first appearance in Legion of Superheroes doesn't have any Legion of Superheroes on it. That I think it's what is it? Adventure Comics or with Supergirl on it, and the telephone poles breaking up against her. There's like 50.
Oh,
You know which one I'm talking about?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's got the most first appearances of any one issue, and no Legion of Superheroes on it. Well, here you go, MK.
Oh my god.
Oh, they got Green Lantern rings, huh? No, I'm joking.
All right.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're restraining him in some way with those rings, right? I mean, the way he. Oh, yeah, okay. I see what he's saying now. I
Kryptonite
didn't
rings.
see that.
Great.
They're murdering
Yeah.
him.
Kryptonite ring. Okay, yeah. Well, it's funny though, because I seem to recall, couldn't the Green Lanterns originally like make kryptonite with the rings? At least
Yes,
way
he
back.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give this a 10. I like it. I like how it's they're kind of, he's like, oh crap,
All righty. And to
Exactly.
answer a question, the polls usually go up after the 6th issue. This is the 6th issue. Okay, so LK, what do you think?
Okay. Not bad. I mean, a little derivative of some of the previous covers. Again, I think it's very good, so I'm going to give it an 8.
All righty. Eric.
It kind of looks like they're killing his cape.
It's his fashion since they don't like it.
I think an 8 is good for this.
Yeah.
All righty. And Amy.
Yeah. we sure they're friends? I mean,
Not by the covers.
not by the covers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but overall, I'd say this is well done. It's got a nice low perspective angle, and they really seem to, pay attention to that. So that's cool. It makes him look like he's a bit higher up in the air flying than he is, but he's like maybe what, 3 feet off the ground. He didn't make it up very high before his friends started trying to pull him down. It's fine, but oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel bad for him. I'd like to see them actually being friends and maybe fighting a bad guy. That'd be nice. I'd say it's an 8. Yeah, it's still very well done. But
okay. RDV, what do you see?
Well, I'm seeing this is the reason why L is super dickery covers. He's meeting everybody else. He's getting revenge.
Oh, yeah, we pointed out that as many times Superman treated Jimmy Olsen like a dick, we could turn it around, do 10 or 12 issues of Jimmy getting his revenge easily.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, man, every cover he has just become the Robin. He's in peril every single time you see him, or he's being duped. Who does these covers though? Is this a Nick Cardy? Who's doing this as far as, because
I can look that up. This is Adventure.
Oh, I thought Joe would know. Joe knows a lot of stuff.
I know I do know a lot of these things, but I'd have to double check because
well, you could tell me a story about the inker, right? No.
Yeah, I mean sure, but because yeah, I'm trying to think because what was it? I know. This is when John Fort was doing a lot of the interiors, but I don't know if he was doing the covers.
Yeah. Well, according to my comic shop, it's Kurt Swan.
Oh,
that makes sense. He was doing a lot of those at the time.
I'm actually surprised. Eric must be away because usually he can look and go, "Oh, that's so and so." I wish I had that skill, but except for very few, I cannot look at a.
Well,
cover
that's what I
and go,
mean.
That's
How Joe and Paulo, you guys are like historians.
Yeah. No,
like,
I overthink it because I'm like my gut's like, oh, it's Kurt Swan, and then I'm like, oh, you don't just assume that. Like you got it there, and then I convince myself not to say it when that's the answer. That's
well, it reminds me of the Teen Titan covers in the 60s. That's why.
Yeah. So what do you score this one, RDV?
I'm gonna give it a 6. It's okay, but I mean, it's like it's just the same thing every issue. It seems.
Alrighty. What do you know, Joe?
I would with this one, like again, like it's not too unlike some of the things we've seen before, but the composition here is really good. I really like what they're doing here, so I'll give this one an 8.
All right.
Also, where's Vegeta? That's his pod right there.
And let's see. MK started us off on this one, so it's my turn, and I'm going to say this once again is a good cover. It's not a great cover. I'm going to give it a 7. I too am getting. I want to see a background, but overall, I just think this is incredibly simple.
This is the first background we've seen, though. It's a sky.
I know, right? Yeah. So anyway, let's go to the chat and see what they think of this particular one. Let's see. Jose says 5, and Undead Quint says 6. Bad Comic Reviews says 7. So we get a 5, a 6, and a 7. Let's see. 7 from Ice Top, 6 from Jim, and Eric and Boyd says 8. So this time around, we got a 6, 7, and 8. All right. Let's see. One Slick 7 from the themes of this cover. It's time for a change of leadership in the Legion. This chat says, I want chicken, I want liver, meow mix, please deliver. I am not singing that, by the way, Eric and Boyd. I know what you're trying to do. All righty. So,
I want chicken. And you want liver.
I want chicken, I want liver. Yeah, meow mix, what's for anyway. He does that, by the way. I get songs in my head easy. So yeah, he'll throw things out just to see what happens. Brian says, oh wait, did I get Therial? Therial says 8. Brian says 9. The best cover so far. Surprise! There is a background. All righty, so we've got an 8 and a 9. Duck is at 8 and a 9. All right, Maranya is saying Adventure Comics 293, well-drawn cover with enough background to set the scene. Those rays make Superboy look like a Macy's parade balloon. Curiosity of why this sells this book, and score a Legion 10. Let's see. Dark Admiral says 6. And Rhaegar says 7. And then Black Spiders, hey, Black Spiders says 6. So we got 2 6s and a 7. 1, 2, and 7. All right. Let's get the stop on this one, and let's see what we got here. We have 1, 1, 5. Ha ha ha. Counting out, canceling out one of those 2 10s. But then it's the battle of the 5s. We've got 5 6s, taking out one of those 9s and then dropping 4 of the 6 8s. And then we've got 5 7s versus those 2 8s. Ladies and gentlemen, this is dropped to the 7. We're going in the wrong direction. We need a 10, and we just got a 7. All righty. Okay, but before we move on, ladies and gentlemen, and actually I'm going to hit up our guest here. And let's do the poll. So, Joe.
Yes.
Imagine you actually are enjoying yourself now, and
Sure.
and what covers? Let's
Joe, what's that like?
There you go. Yes. What covers would you like to see done next? What covers would you like to take a look at? Let's keep it. You know what? We haven't done this in a long time. Let's keep it Golden Age.
Golden Age.
Golden Age. Yeah, like
Golden Age.
Oh, and we are saving horror for October because we're just gonna fill up the week. So there you go.
It's gonna be a women's year or month.
How about Golden Age? What about the Golden Age Classics Illustrated?
Oh, nice. All righty. Anybody else have an idea that they want to see? Eric or LK? Amy.
Well, the Classics Illustrated sounds like a lot of fun. Let's see. Golden Age is when exactly?
Those in the 1940s, 1939 or 38 to 1954 usually.
Oh, wow.
If I may make a suggestion, I do believe we have like other Walt Disney comics. We could hit that again. We can hit. I know you like the animateds.
Yeah, those are fun.
Or we could do. But yeah, if you have any. Yeah,
when did they start making Donald Duck comics?
They have not yet.
Not yet, Golden Age.
Yeah, okay. But that. Yeah, but if you if you want to do that, we can return to that. As a matter of fact, I'll put that up there.
Those are some fun adventure books.
Okay, Eric, or anybody you want to chime in?
Well, I want to. So they're in the chat. Somebody mentioned Wiz Comics. Is that Shazam?
That's Shazam.
Oh yeah.
Have we done that yet?
Oh, you know what? Can I? Yeah, we'll do Wiz Comics. Okay.
Yeah, because I remember that was one of the polls, but never got voted on.
I'm going to cheat a little bit here as well because it's my channel. And I'm going to throw one more in, and I'm going to for the young lady with us, did she have her own title? Mary Marvel?
Oh,
not the later.
She was in the Marvel family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. All righty. And Eric or LK? Let's.
Yeah, I've got. How about Venus?
Venus.
Ooh.
Yeah. Fantagraphics just did a volume 2, picking up where the Marvel Governor Works left off. And I would recommend, instead of starting at the beginning, going to whatever 12 to 15 gets to the end of the series, because it took on like a supernatural element, but not a spooky one per se. And the covers I think were a little better.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we have our poll up now. So by all means, please go on over. We have Golden Age Classic Illustrated. That was Joe's suggestion. Wiz Comics was RDV's. I suggested the Marvel family, and then Eric suggested the Venus. So something maybe you guys have not seen yet, and that's always interesting in my opinion. So go on ahead and say again.
I was just going to add, it's funny, you know, Eric mentioning Venus, because one of the few regrets I have in terms of not getting stuff signed by someone while they were still alive. Al Plastino is one of them, and Ken Bald is another, and Ken Bald worked on Venus. So,
Oh, wow.
All right.
It was a good book then, huh?
I thought it was Bananarama.
All righty. So let's see. What is everybody saying? Golden Age would be cool, but only superheroes. No, there's a lot of great stuff. There's a lot of great not superhero covers as well. Carl Barks covers is being suggested by Black Spiders. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff out there. And once again, you don't need to know the hero. I mean, you can look at a comic book cover. Is it good? Is it not? You don't need to know the characters. It's just, is that art speaking to you or not? Okay, so
see where Mary Marvel did have her own comic.
Oh, well,
28 issues, and then the Sexists at Fawcett changed it to Monty Hale Western.
That sounds about right. Okay, so let's see. We did Adventure Comics 293. Now, who had that one? That was MK. So it's my turn. Oh my gosh, I can Eric Breen this one. Hold up.
Oh, so you do during the auction, you just leave.
How does he have this?
Alrighty. I can do the magic couch, except for mine is out in the living room. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing next is this one is going to be Superboy number 98. All righty. So obviously, you know, I like this.
Yeah.
But the reason why I like it is I'm trying to collect all the first appearances of the Legion of Superheroes. And this is Superboy number 98, the first appearance of Ultra Boy.
Have we
Alrighty.
I gotta ask you though, have we done any Jungle? I thought we did Jungle Girl.
We did Jungle Comics. We did not get into the Jungle Girls. If that's what you're
so we got Jungle Girl, and we also got to do the Spirit.
Freaking heck yes.
Everyone keeps forgetting about
I love the Spirit. Okay, so I've always thought this was a funny cover. So you've got Ultra Boy, you got Superboy, and they're walking with a very cute Lana Lang, and they're X-raying each other. Just saying. I always thought this was kind of silly about that. Yeah, but the thing is, it is a bit comical. I do like the fact he's in a baseball uniform, Ultra Boy is.
That's
and
cute.
that does come into play in the book. By the way, we have talked about this, about the whole background thing. Finally, we've at least got a town. We've got a little bit of a neighborhood behind them with a car, the fire hydrant tree in the background. Lana being very oblivious to what's going on here. And I do like the way they do the reveal, the dotted lines around that. To me, this is such a simple but such an awesome cover. I do give it a 10. But I've got it. How would you not think I would do that? All righty. That being said, okay, what do you think?
It's pretty good. Is this supposed to be 1940 Smallville based on the car in the background?
Yeah. This is at least 1950s at this point.
You know, it is. I mean, you know, era appropriate with the fact, you know, the classic monogram sweater that Lana's wearing, and you know, everything's well done, and so I'll give it a 9.
All righty, we got a 9 from LK. Eric.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give this a 9 because I like to read things into covers that aren't actually there. And I'm seeing like the next panel when Bonnie and Clyde come busting out of that car and just fill Lana full of lead.
I thought you were going to say I'm seeing the next panel where Clark keeps walking and Ultra Boy is still looking in the same direction and gets onto Lana. But
Well, now, look, Joe, in more innocent times, homicidal maniacs were fine, but no sexual suggestions.
Well, it'd be funny if
fair.
it'd be funny if you looked at Lana and she was wearing guys' boxers.
Or the bug lady costume.
Yeah. Okay, so Amy, what do you give this cover?
This is for everybody has adorable socks, so you gotta love that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if there was ever a line that just encapsulates Amy Lester, everybody's got adorable.
They just look comfy, don't they?
Yeah, right. They're just great. This is a really well done cover. It's fun. It's got the characters are cute. It's kind of funny how they're like looking at each other and they're kind of like they look kind of upset about things. Like, I don't know why, I just randomly don't like this new kid. But it also makes me think of those X-ray vision glasses that they keep advertising in these older books. So it's like, there, now you can see them in action.
By the way, those absolutely do work.
Oh, okay, cool. So if Superboy ever moves into your neighborhood, you'll know, and you can challenge him
to sell you if you want.
There you go. Yeah, I really like this. It's fun. It's got a background in it. You got to give him that. And adorable socks. I will give it a 10.
A 10 for adorable socks. All righty, RDB, what do you say?
He's wearing the brown pants. He's got the right idea. Lana's just so oblivious to everything, and she just got. Every time I see this photo, he looks like freaking Tom Hanks with glasses for Superboy. But what era is this kid in? Because it looks like he's in the 1920s with that baseball outfit.
Yeah, like it would really be kind of like a person from the future thinking he's dressing, kind of like Clark Kent in that movie Somewhere in Time, where he goes back in time and you think he's wearing a very timely suit, but it's actually 20 years out of date.
It's more like more like an 1890s baseball uniform.
I know, it's so weird. Yeah, with better shoes. They're more
what do you score this, RDV?
I'll give this a 7.
All righty. Okay, Joe.
Yeah, I really like this cover. There's definitely a lot of background. You can't fault it for that. And it's interesting, like the the effects for the X-ray vision, which they can select how much fabric their X-ray vision goes through, which very convenient. But I give this one a 9.
Well, there is a background. It's Oblivion outside of the town.
Of course, yes. Pleasantville. Okay, MK, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll go 10 here. I like the art, how they drew the X-ray vision. The one guy's got, see the baseball uniform, which is cool. And I do wonder though, how does Superboy? Where does he keep his cape? Like tucked in his shirt, or I'm trying to tell?
Yeah, it's tucked down the back of his pants.
Oh, okay, got it.
Comfortable.
Yeah, and
why is that kid wearing adult diapers?
Yeah, like it just disappears, And I like how I'm assuming that's Lana. How she has like little bat ears, or is that a little bow?
It's a little bow on top.
Oh, it's a little bow, right? Yeah, matches her shirt. And her
is it Josie?
Oh, I got it. A little creepy guy confession here. I dig the way girls dressed in the 50s. The poodle skirt, the skirt that goes into the tight shirt,
Yeah,
I get it. I get why guys like Annette Funicello. Just saying.
If you came across a Olivia Newton-John, Sandra G, D over you
Sandra D. Yeah, she was hot. What do you score this, MK?
Oh yeah. Overall, I'd give it a 10. I also like the purple color in the background. I don't know how many colors of purple back then, but it's interesting color.
Well, at least one.
It's the Joker.
All righty. So what we got? 7. This one's good, says Jose. Let's see. 7 from Black Spiders. All right, and we got 2 7s. And let's get to the bad one here. Eric and Boyd. Oy vey. What are you doing to me here, Eric? He says a 4. He just thinks this one's bad. And then we have 6 from Ice Top, 7 from Bad Comic Reviews. Dark Admiral gives it a 9, saying the art is good. And Jim gives it a 9. So 2 9s, a 6, and a 7. Alrighty, boom. Brian gives us a 9. Dan Alshaw says for early work, gonna go 8. And Ethereal Dragon goes 8. And Undead Quinn says 7. So we've got a 7, 2 8s, and a 9. 7, 2 8s, and a 9. Alrighty, Maranya, Superboy 98, dual secret identity reveal cover. Great background, sets the scene. Lana, oblivious. Well rendered all around, sells the book. Score it a Legion 10. And then Rhaegar says 8. They don't work, and the Sea Monkeys didn't come with a castle. I know, right? Yeah. Let's see. So we have an 8 and 9 from one Slick. Lana is why are those two looking at each other instead of me? Exactly. Alrighty. So we've got a 9, right? An 8 and a 9. Okay, 1 8. 1 9, and let's see, skirts and sundresses, classy, not trashy. Exactly. Keep the cone bras in the past, though, says Undead Quinn. Alrighty. Yeah, we all have our opinions and such. So, okay, so let's drop this one. Get the stop on that. We've got 1 4 taking out one of those 10s, 1 6 taking out another one. We've got 3 left, and the 7 takes out those 3 and 2 of the 6 9s. But there's only 3 8s. So that means a 9 is the last man standing, ladies and gentlemen. This one gets up to join the only other 9. Still looking for that 10. Wondering if we're going to get it. Let's see. We'll start with LK. LK, what do you say? This is issue number 300.
All right, let me get the
8th cover appearance of the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, part of me likes it, but yeah, I just pinups on the cover. A 7.
All righty, Eric.
I'm giving this a 10. I've always loved this cover. In fact, when I was a boy, when I first saw this cover, I thought this was the first appearance. I said, "Wow, that's pretty affordable." And then I saw $247.
Yeah.
Which actually at the time was pretty affordable, which is why I owned it once. But yeah, I just it does what it's supposed to do. It gives you a nice picture of everybody else or the other main characters in the Legion and Superboy front and center. So, yeah.
Okay. Amy, what do you say?
Oh, this is interesting. I still don't know what Saturn Girl does.
She's a mentalist. She's a telepath.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be kind of hard to do as a drawing. Although Triplicate Girl, you should probably be able to guess what her power is by her name. Monel? Okay.
Monel is kind of a Superboy style character.
Oh, okay. By popular demand, Monel leaves the Phantom Zone and joins the Legion. Well, that sounds kind of exciting. It kind of seems to assume you know a lot about the story already, but I guess that's not unreasonable. Let's see. Everything seems to be pretty well drawn. It's fine. I think I'll give this an 8. Yeah.
All right. How about you, RDB?
I always thought that Saturn Girl just drove a Saturn. That was her power.
Anybody who drives a Saturn has a superpower of driving.
There you
a Saturn.
go.
If they can
I
stay
did.
on,
I
she had
did.
the
There
power
was
of
no coolness in driving
Hey.
a Saturn.
she had the power of driving without any accidents. So yeah, every time I see a Triplicate Girl, I think of like Duplicate on Invincible. I'm guessing he was a fan of that character. This is a cool cover. Other than balding Superman or Superboy.
You know, I'm starting to get tired of you denigrating my people.
Your people. Wow.
Yes.
Well, I'll just say your people do nice posters.
Oh, there you go. So what do you score this?
I scored this as a 6 because people are still looking for them.
All right.
They've been missing.
How about you, Joe?
I mean, for this is it's another iconic cover. It's another one that's been homaged and riffed on over the years. So I'm inclined to give this one a 10.
All righty. And MK.
Yeah, I'll give it a. Let's see. I think I'll go 9 with this one.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of I like the different images, the different characters and around them. The rocket. I like how the rocket kind of looks like it's halfway into the ground. The way it's drawn.
Yeah. I've always loved the clubhouse. I give this a 10. It is an iconic cover, and to me, the greatness is in its simplicity. For me, it has always worked, and I love the colors on it. I love the different colors surrounding the people. I love the fact that they show Mon-El, and we know that he's been stuck in the Phantom Zone forever and a day. All righty, so let's go to the chat, who doesn't seem to be as nice to this cover as I am. Black Spider says 5, Jose says 6, Undead Quinn says 4, and Ethereal says 6. So we got 4, 5, 2 6s. Alrighty, 4, 5, 2 6s. And then 7 from Dark Admiral, 6 from Bad Comic, 5 from Jim, 5 from Ethereal, and 7 from Ice Top. So we've got 2, 5, 6, 2 6. Well, 2, 5, 2 6, 2 7s. All right, 1 2 1 2 1 2. There we go. All right, let's see. That cover looks old. I'm not a fan, says Black Spider. 7 static poses are hard sell for me, says 1 6 Slick. Let's see. If you date Triplicate Girl, you need to get consent 3 times. Actually, I think each one of them had a different boyfriend at one point in time. I'm getting a cross between Barnum and Bailey poster and Ripley's Believe It or Not. Give it a 7, says Dan. All righty. Let's see. Yes, until Triplicate Girl became Duo Damsel. Had that comic in an auction or two. Adventure Comics 300 says Maranya grid cover is deceptively simple. Sells the book. Superboy front and center because it's his book. Score it a Legion 10. All righty. You need money to go out with Triplicate Girl. But okay. And Rhaegar says 9. All right. Let's get the stop on this one. And what we got here is this 1 4 knocking on one of the 4 10s, and then we got the 3 5s taking out the rest. Next up are the 5 6s working on the 2 9s, 1 8, and 3 of the 7s. The only thing left standing are the 6s. There we go. Or rounding, we go to the 6. So, all righty. Such an iconic cover, such a low score, but that is what makes horse racing. All right, that is LK. Eric, you get their 9th appearance on a cover, Adventure Comics 302. So Eric stepped away. Amy, how about you leading us off?
Okay, let's see here. We've got, okay. Don't worry about your lost solar power, Sunboy. My heat vision combined with Ultra Boy's flash vision will recharge your body. Oh, sure. That's not dangerous. Let's see. He says, Superboy, Ultra Boy, turn off your supervision or I'll die. I can no longer absorb heat. I'll have to resign from the Legion of Superheroes. Okay. Well, I hope he communicated that fast enough. Let's see. They're by their little superhero base. Where are they located? This is a big grassy field. It's not like the Fortress of Solitude. Are they in Kansas? Maybe.
Whoever that ship crashed into the earth are there.
Yeah.
That's where they are. Okay. I think it's pretty funny. The costumes look good and the pose is strong enough. It's fine. I think I'll give this an 8.
Okay. How about you, Eric? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go around. RDV.
Yeah, you know, this reminds you of the Crimson Kryptonite. Remember when he lost powers? They're trying to get Starman, trying to give him. He was like, "This is where he's hiding whiteys." If this guy absorbs heat, he should just take his freaking clothes off and absorb the heat that way too. But of course, comic code. I just said it's kind of funny though. Every time I see this guy, this sun guy, I keep thinking he's Biff from Back to the Future. his hairstyle, everything.
It works that way.
This is so hokey. This is a 6.
All righty. Joe.
Yeah, I like the setup here overall, and again we're getting some more backgrounds here. So, but no, I give this one an 8.
All righty, we have an 8 from Joe. Okay, and let's see, MK.
Yeah, I think I'll go 8 here too. You know, pretty cool. The thing that does happen that's a little interesting, like almost like a satellite or something.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out what the shape is exactly. It's got a shower head on it.
Yeah, and I like the effect, the orange effect. You know, you can see like the people in the background through it. But yeah, I'll go 8. I think that's pretty cool.
All righty. Hey, Amy, what was your number again?
Oh, 8.
8. Okay, so far 4 8s. LK, where are you going to put this?
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll put it in the 8s too.
All righty, Eric.
Somebody was asking how their clubhouse got like that. Saturn Girl was driving.
Why is my channel shadow banned again?
Good evening, Maranya's Cleaver.
Right. Okay. So yeah,
I think I'm going to join the 8 parade.
All righty. You know what? It is straight 8s across the board for the panel here, because I agree. I like this. It's a very good cover. A lot of Silver Age silliness. Let's go to the chat and let's see what we got. Jose is saying 6. So is Black Spider. We got an 8 from Ice Tops. 2 10s from Jim and Bad Comic Reviews. All righty. And that is 2 10s, 2 6s, and an 8. 1 8, 2 10s. And 2 6s. All righty. Next up, Amy dropped out and dropped back in. There you go. Hello. Oh, there we are. One Slick Dude says 8. Some boy became KFC boy. Okay. If they really had supervision, they'd be wearing spandex. Adventure Comics 302 says Maranya. Dramatic cover tells a story that sells the book with the curiosity as to why some boy lost his power. Scored a Legion 10. Alrighty, and next up, Dan says the powder blue background and the adventure script caught my attention. Give it an 8. All right. And 7 from Ethereal Dragon and an 8 from Rhaegar and Dark Admiral. Okay, so we got 1, 2, and there you go. That is who lands a rocket like that. Well, Saturn Girl, we already talked about that one. Guys, this is an 8 because we've got 3 10s. We've got 1 7, 2 6s. Nothing outnumbers the 8s on this. Let's bring that in. All righty. And here we go. That didn't land. Let me try it again. Here we
Maybe it'll get it.
There we are. Okay. And let's see, Eric, you can grab the next one. The 10th cover appearance of the Legion of Superheroes was issue number 307 of Adventure Comics, the first appearance of Element Lad.
6. They all look like dorks.
Okay, Brad from high school. All righty. How about you, Amy? Or RDB, sorry. Oh, wait, no. Amy is usually in that spot. How about you, Amy?
Oh, okay. Well, let's see here. Okay, so Sunboy, I guess, got better?
I guess so.
He's still there. Okay, so we have Green Guy and Question Mark Lad and Bouncing Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Bouncing Boy is the most awesome of all Legion of Superhero characters. Don't let anybody tell you.
You know, true story. Bouncing Boy is the grown-up version of Herbie, the fat.
There you are. Yeah.
Oh, that makes it cool though, right?
I'm just messing with this.
Let's see. He says, Legionnaire, my camera eye can project any event I've ever seen, like this fight between Superboy and Bizarro. Who has a more unique power? I mean, that's interesting, but unless he's seen a lot of interesting stuff, I'm not sure it's really useful. He says, I have, but I dare not reveal it. Okay. This is kind of wacky. I don't know. It's a little boring, but it's also kind of funny. I'm just gonna give it a 7 right now.
All right.
I'm trying to decide if it's funny enough to make it a bigger.
RDB.
Nerds.
Nerds.
Yeah, I'm going 6 on this. This is system.
All right. Okay. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, I'll do a 7. It's it could be a little stronger.
Yes. MK.
Yeah, I'll go 7 as well. And my favorite thing about the cover is probably Bizarro. The way Superman's hitting him, it looks kind of weird, like his pose, and everybody else looks kind of a little generic. The guy, what is it? Mystery Lad. He kind of looks like one of those toys you'd find at the dollar store that are probably toxic from China. You know. Yeah. So yeah.
You are right. That is
Yeah,
a weird
yeah,
puzzle.
You would find him in that pack of 6 that is labeled Marvel superheroes and would have Mystery Lad, Batman, Captain America, Spider-Man.
Yeah, but
Superman.
it is a weird pose for Superboy. He's just kind of hovering there and he's trying to reach out, but he's too short or can't reach.
Well, what do you think, LK?
I'm joining. I'm going with the 6 as well. Although I'm surprised nobody's pointed out Mystery Lad there as a Packin.
Okay.
Well, explains why somebody's looking.
Exactly. He's got that shocked look on his face. Okay, so I agree. This is a boring cover. I want this book because the first appearance of Element Lad. That is his powers. Mystery Lad is he's got elemental powers. But the cover's kind of stupid. This is the tryouts for the Legion, and he's like, I want to be on your team, but I'm just not going to show you what I can do.
You know what'd be great though? Like,
yeah.
Replace. You can now. This is a template now. Now you can put like Batman and Robin from the Adam West coming through the window.
There you go.
In.
Yeah, it's a very simple and unfortunately dull cover. I'm gonna have to give it a 6 as well. Alrighty, going to the chat though. 5. Bouncing Boy isn't round enough. He looks like Bob's Big Boy. It was Fish's Big Boy when I was a kid. Did they change that?
So if you could summon like a burger on a plate as your superpower,
you would be everybody's friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but where is that coming from? Is that your body making the hamburger? Like,
I mean,
hamburger.
Coming from the ethereal zone or something like that.
One Slick says 6 for the high school prom committee. Black Spider says 5. Jim says 7, and Dark Admiral says 5. Ice Tops says 10. So we have 5, 6, or 2, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Alrighty, 2 5s, 6, 7, and a 10. And let's see, Rhaegar gives it a 6. It looks like a meeting of high school freshmen signing up for classes, says Dan, giving it another 6. The real mystery is why he's wearing an adult diaper, says Bad Comic Reviews. He got benched as soon as the camcorder was invented. I know, right? So let's see, we've got once again, we've got 6, 7, And let's see, Maranya is saying, Adventure Comics 307, the mystery of this new Legionnaire sells the book. Well-drawn heroes, a bit less dynamic. Scored an 8. So we've got a 6, 7, 8.
I mean, look at everyone's got these weird costume bouncing boy. You just got out from high school or college.
He's got a blue striped shirt. All righty. Don't overthink it, RDV, unless there was secret sauce included. Bad Comics says 3-5. Thank you for catching that.
Secret sauce.
All righty. So let's get the stop on this one. Nobody tends to like it. And we've got 110, but hey, those 4 5s knocks that out, as well as the 2 8s. And then we're going to bring in or bring down one of those 3 7s. The only thing left standing is the 6s.
You know, that could be a back race he's wearing. He broke his back.
Alrighty, we are 2 away from a 10-less show tonight. Kind of surprised. I do like the Legion. I've given a couple of 10s. But let's see. We had LK, we had Eric, we had RDV. Now it's Joe's turn again, and it's time for an election, Joe.
Okay.
We got issue number 311.
It's a vending machine.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is a good cover for different reasons than some of the others. While it's not as dynamic, this has to be the most Legionnaires on a cover so far.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, I have to give this a 10. Just that leverage, that and the black background with the white with the white in the center, but then the yellow and red, but like it does really pop.
Yes.
So,
all righty. MK, what do you say?
Yeah, this one I'll also give 10 because it kind of gives me a feel of a like late 1980s, early 90s fighting game select screen, like choose your fighter type of looking thing. Yeah, and also I like how the chick in black has like the Marge haircut going on. So
the bouffant is yeah.
I kind of like
black is called Night Girl, by the way.
Night Girl. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm less familiar with all their names. Yeah.
Let me explain what's really going on in this cover. Polar Boy, he's the guy in the purple. He's saying, as leader of the Legion of Substitute Heroes, I, Polar Boy, accuse these superheroes of plotting to conquer the Earth. I vote we battle them to a showdown. This is a whole entire roll call of the Legion of Superheroes. The Legion of Substitute Heroes were characters that did not make the Legion of Superheroes and decided to team up anyway. So you've got Polar Boy is the leader. Night Girl's he of course has ice powers. He has incredible ice powers. They turned him down because he made everybody cold. Night Girl has super strength, but only at night. So they deemed her unreliable. Stone Boy turns to stone, but can't move while he's stoned. Chlorophyll Kid, he makes plants grow, which they thought was a bad idea. And I think his name's Fire Eater Lad, and he actually breathes fire. So there you go. But that's what's going on the cover. All right.
Wow.
What did you give it, MK?
Yeah, I would give this a 10.
All righty. LK.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 10, partially because Lightning Lass looks like a picture of my mom when she was in her 20s.
Aww.
Your mom was hot.
I've seen as a kid, you see the pictures of your parents in their 20s and 30s, and she had a big hairdo like that.
All righty. Eric, what do you say?
You know why Polar Boy didn't get into the Legion?
Why?
Because he sucks at math or he's really stupid.
You mean 5 versus 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 of them being Ultra Boy and Superboy. They're not
the one guy that just gets stoned and doesn't move.
Yeah.
I mean,
is he invincible when he's a rock?
Yes, but he doesn't move.
He doesn't move, so he can just sit there. and
He
BR.
just sits there. Yes. Eric, what do you score this?
It's a 10.
Of course it is. All righty. RDV, what do you think?
You know what it reminds you of? Remember in the 80s, you had those little muscle guys, and it came with a poster and identified which each guy was. I don't know why, but as I'm growing up, my brother had those things, and he had the poster and identified what they were. So I like this. This is basically, if you want to know a who's who, you don't have to go buy the Hook of Who's, book. Everyone's listed on here. You know, this is the first Wikipedia cover. I like this. This is a 10 for me. This is my first 10 of the evening.
First 10 of the evening.
Because it tells you who everybody is.
All righty. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all righty.
And Bouncy Boy needs a new costume. I'm sorry.
Amy? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I feel like he's wearing khaki pants under that profile.
Right. Okay, Amy, it's your turn.
He's got some Dockers or something like that. Yeah, this is a fun cover. I think Night
Girl.
She's really cool. I feel like these characters, like, she could probably wear slightly more sensible shoes if she's still like a girl. But maybe she's just a little tall for her age. But it is really cool. I like you can finally see all the heroes together and get their names. And I guess Question Mark Lad turned into Element Lad, so I guess he wasn't on the substitute list, so he's still there. I wonder if the substitute heroes ever get a book.
Yes. Yeah,
really?
They in the 1980s they did a special. It was the Legion of Substitute Heroes, and they fought the ambush bug along with Superman. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I want to look that up.
It is in freaking incredible. Joe, you're a big Legion fan. Did you read that one?
Yeah.
That is
I have, just not any time recently. So don't drill me on.
Oh yeah, I read that book when I was a kid, but I read it to the point I needed to get another one. I loved that book so much. Back when, yes, you had time to read books multiple times. Yeah. All right. The thing is, I'm giving this a 10 as well. So the chat has their work cut out for them. They want to bring this one down because the panel, we are 10 across the board, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Dark Admiral agrees with us, and he gives it a 10. 9 from Bad Comic Reviews. And then we have, I would never trust anyone named Polar Boy. 7, more static covers, yawn. And that's from One Slick. We have a 9 from Rhaegar. And we have Superhero Police Blotter, a little better than the last one, says Dan, giving it an 8. And then Jim gives it a 10. All right. We got a 10 and an 8. 7 from Ice Tops, not High Tops, Ice Tops. We've got an 8 from Ethereal Dragon. And we've got Maranya Adventure Comics 311. Roll call. So booyah, roll call. Good concept, well executed. Score it a Legion 10. And then we've got Bad Comic Reviews. I'm pretty sure that Dial H for Hero Kid could take out all Legion of Substitute Heroes alone with Airwave watching it from the closet. Let's see.
Roll a few times.
I love muscles. I still collect them, says Dark Admiral. You mean like the little sea creatures? All I'm going to say is you guys are just too desperate for a 10 tonight. No, this is an awesome cover, One Slick. That ambush bug could mop the floor with them. It was funny as hell, that book. That would be an awesome book to read. Okay, let's get the stop on this one. And it's our first 10, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we were desperate. I think it's an excellent cover. I've always loved this cover. There's only one better in tonight's auction, and we're about to look at it. But for now, we get our first 10.
This is an auction?
Did I say auction? I meant cover. God dang it. I do that all the time, don't I? Okay, so here's the breakdown. 2 7s, 2 8s, 2 9s working against 10 10s. So it is a 10. All right. That was Joe. So MK. So here's the story, MK.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who they were fighting or what they were fighting, but the character of Lightning Lad ends up dying, and they figure out a way to resurrect him. And
Okay.
so they all gather around with a whole bunch of lightning rods in their hand, knowing that one of them had to die in order to revive Lightning Lad. So we got this cover right here.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I like the concept, somebody's dead and they gotta, bring him back to life. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. What are they, on the moon or something, or some planet? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like how he's encased.
They're on Lightning Lad's planet. It had electricity coursing through it, and that's why the people. Well, okay, that's the new thing. The old thing was they just had electricity and beast. They didn't absorb it or anything like that. But Lightning Lad, Lightning Lass, and soon to become Light Lass and Lightning Lord were all brothers and sisters, and they all got hit by these electrical horn beasts. Am I remembering this right, Joe?
Yeah, no, that gives them their powers, and like, lightning. Because the whole thing is the kids are always born as twins, but Lightning Lord wasn't a twin, and he becomes evil. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think of this cover there, MK?
Yeah, I'll go 10. Yeah, I like the concept. It's kind of like a reverse seance, I guess, or maybe I don't know if you'd call it that, but yeah, pretty cool. I mean, I like it. Yeah, I like the concept. Yeah.
Okay, LK, what do you say?
Well, you know what? Yeah, I got to go 10 as well. All the characters are drawn really well. It's got a good sense of pathos. Yeah, 10.
All right, Eric.
I will go 10 as well.
All right. RDV.
I feel like he says like whoever gets attracted to lightning will die. I feel like Superman's gonna live regardless if he gets hit by lightning or not.
Considering there's actually a cover with him getting hit by lightning, he's like, it tickles. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. The design, this kind of looks like it's 70s or 80s with the way
it's ahead of its time, sir.
I know. And looking at the font down there, the lines, everything, this is so great. It even gives you a little thing starring, the cast up there. All that's missing is the floating heads, or even the box, corner box with the heads. I'll give it a 9.
A 9 from RDV. Okay, Joe. Oh no, I skipped Amy. Amy.
Oh, I think this is a very nice cover. I get the feeling it's probably going to turn out well, though, because
somebody dies. One of those characters does die in the book.
That's not possible. There's Superboy.
It probably dies and comes back to life.
Not all of them are Superboy, but one of those characters does die.
Is it Triplicate Girl?
It is. She's not on the cover. That's Saturn Girl, Lightning Lass, Mon-El, Sun Boy, and Chameleon Boy.
Well, I don't think Lightning Lass could be killed by lightning.
It's gonna be Chameleon Boy. I never read it, but I think it's gonna be him.
And I place our bets.
The guy in the middle with the orange.
Yes. All right. So anyway, what do you score this?
I think it's a good cover. I'm still gonna say they make it in the end, so I'm going to give it a 10.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah, well, first I'll just throw out there that Triplicate Girl, one of her is killed. It would be issue 340 of Adventure Comics. First appearance of Computo as well. It's a real it's a bit of a dark time shortly before Jim Shooter takes over writing duties, but like even right before he took over, they started kind of picking up again with stories like that one. But this story, it's also just a really great comic. I reread this one in the last couple of months because it's just really good. I have to give this cover a 10. It's also iconic. It's also referenced, in the future. They do interesting things with this. It's Brody's the one who ends up. It's a long story. Who
Hey,
gets killed during
spoiler alert.
right. But spoilers on comics that came out
60-year-old cover.
60,
I
61
was
years
just
ago.
getting that issue. I'm an issue behind it.
Well, my thinking on that, obviously, 60 years old. But the thing is as Stan Lee once said, every comic book is somebody's first.
That's fair.
And
but I also, but also, I mentioned that because in the 5 years later storyline, which is divisive, I understand. I enjoy it, but
Me too.
I do know it's divisive. They do dive into this, and basically, there's a part of the storyline is Lightning Lad never was revived, and they kind of had to create a sort of fake Lightning Lad and act like he never died. Like it's dark, but it's some really cool stuff.
All righty. And MK, sir. Oh wait, you started us off, didn't you?
Yeah, I was
Right,
just saying.
so this comic book cover is far too iconic for me to give anything but a 10. Plus, it's cool. The lightning across the dark the black skyline, the mountains just being enough background to give the heroes some I don't know, scale, just color scale, I guess. Everything looks cool on this. I love this cover. All right, let's go to the chat though. Dark Admiral's giving it a 9. And then Legion of Black Magic Double Work. Not quite. So is Bad Comic Review and Ice Top. All righty. And then we got a 10 from Rhaegar and Jim Sorensen. And let's see. Adventure Comics number 312 says Maranya. Cover tells a story. What will happen by the book and find out. Well rendered, including the background story. Legion 10. Ethereal says 9. One Slick says 10. This is the first cover I can really get behind. The composition and the art, says One Slick. All righty. And then let's see. The background story and art are great, says Dan Alshaw. Get a 10. And One Slick Dude is continuing saying, that's why I bought this when he had it in the auction. Yes, he did. I would get it again if I could. Let's see. If I recall right, Saturn Girl Sacrifices. No. Well, I'm sure they've got refreshments while they wait. I'd pass on the
She gives up making sandwiches. That's
all
her
right.
sacrifice.
That looks like all the bids. So by all means, ladies and gentlemen, before I stop this, because a lot of people do drop off, don't forget to hit the poll.
That's
that by the way, is the same thing I told my daughters.
All the
That's
bids,
lame.
huh?
Say again?
All the bids, huh?
All the bids. Yeah. Did it what?
You just said that's all the bids.
That's all the bids. Yes, that's all the votes. We have 5 9s, but we have 11 10s. So this is a 10. Let me move this up here. Also, tomorrow is our auction, so please show up at 8 for that. And then Sunday, we're doing Silver Age Batman covers. So,
Ooh.
yeah, I know. Cool stuff.
So tomorrow night we're going to rank the lots, right?
We're going to rank the lots, yes. And the way you're going to do it, you offer $1 and you give us your bid on whatever cover you're talking about. Yes. But let me get this one down. This is a 10 here. Don't forget to vote in the poll. And but we're going to what?
A poll vote, like a poll vote. No.
The poll vote. Yes.
What's wrong with the Russian votes? Why does it always be polls?
Yeah. All righty. So do we have a definitive? No, we do not. Joe, this is what we do at the end. We figure out what is what and where goes where, and what just freaking happened.
So it looks like
I don't know, but Zach liked it.
I was gonna say Marvel Family and Golden Age Classic Illustrator tied, man.
Okay, so here we go. Joe, on the 6s, what do you think is best? What do you think is worst?
I mean, the best on the 6s is 300. I think we all agree with that.
I agree. So I'm going to vote that one. LK.
Yeah, leave it as it is.
Okay, that's 3. Eric?
Ditto.
Okay, that's 4. I believe there's 7 of us on the panel today, right? So there we go.
I lost count at 5.
So 7, obviously, we've got 12, 11, 10.
Yeah, my favorite and my worst for 7, the same one.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, RDV, we'll start with you on the 8s. What is your least and most favorite?
Oh man, probably my least favorite is already in the end right there with the
Okay.
My favorite, I'd probably have to say, is the actual villains.
The villain
cover.
All righty. How about you, Joe? Oh wait, MK, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
I think we skipped you last time. So how about you go, and then we'll get to Joe.
Okay, which one here? The 8s?
We're on the 8s here, best and worst.
Okay, 8s here. Let's see. Okay, I think the best for me, I will go the one where he's shooting the bubble, picking up the stones.
All right.
And the worst, I'm gonna go the one that is currently. No, wait. That one, the one where you got the arrow.
All right.
The dude with the bubble. Yeah.
Right. Joe. Best and worst of the 8s.
Best. I'll go the Legion of Supervillains one, and the worst. I agree though, the Sunboy one.
That's 3 votes for that one. One more and it sticks. Amy.
My favorite is, I think, the one with Lana Lang and Starboy and Supergirl. Do we ever find out who Mystery Blonde Lady is?
I don't know. But this, I'm going to agree with you that this is the best. So it's got 2 votes, but so does the supervillain one. All right, what's your worst on this one?
Yeah, I think probably the one that's there now.
Okay. Since I told my best, my worst would be Adventure Comics, the one where they're picking up the stones, but it's got a best vote, so I'm going to keep it right there. Eric.
I think the best is the Lana friend zoning Starboy.
All right, 3 votes to 2.
The worst one's probably the Sunboy getting. Yeah.
All right, LK.
Exactly the way you got it.
All righty, let's move up. I'll let you start us off then on 9s there, LK.
I mentioned that blonde, probably his cousin.
Yeah. Flip him.
Okay, I agree with that, so it's 2 votes. Eric.
I'm good the way it is.
All righty. RDV.
2 guys X-raying each other, or a guy dildo dancing. It's a hard choice. I'll go with the one with a lot on the cover.
Okay, so there you go. Let's start off with Joe on the 10s. What is the best cover of the night, sir?
I think it has to be the Resurrection of Lightning Lad. I love that cover.
All righty, Amy.
Yeah, it has kind of a Snow White vibe to it. I think it is probably the best one. Though the other one is also very cool.
Oh, yeah, they're both very good, but yeah. MK.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll go with the lightning rod, lightning bad.
Okay, so
go with
we
that
got 3, and there's the only thing that can happen right now is there could be a tie. LK, what do you think?
Leave it the way it is.
And with that, we've got our top 10, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first appearance of Element Lad, right? That is issue number Adventure Comics. I want to say, what is that, 311? You know what? And that's number 12. Number 11 is 300. I don't know these. So here we go. Number 10 is Superboy being Green Lantern. Number 9 is Sunboy getting a sun bath. Number 8 is Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes first appearance. Number 7 is the OMAC Legion of Superheroes cover. And what was that? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 is the first appearance of Legion of Supervillains. Number 5 5 is the Lana Lang Jealous cover. 4 is Superboy Go-Go dancing. 3, two guys x-raying each other. 2 is Polar Boy going to sending his troops to death. And the number 1 cover is the resurrection of Lightning Lad. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That is the first 12 Legion of Superhero covers ranked. Let's see whatever.
Right.
Human trafficking operation there. He's got all the heroes.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, you were our guest tonight. Thank you very much for showing up there, Joe. What's your favorite cover of the night? Like, seriously, did it make the top 10? Did it make the top?
Yeah, no, seriously, my favorite cover of this night, that death of or that resurrection of Lightning Lad. I mean, I've always really loved that cover, and that is out of all the ones you showed recently. I did reread 247 not that long ago, but then I also I reread that issue. What was it? 312, and I've read it a bunch. It's just such a good story.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I am glad that people also like it. So
I think Eric said he liked your Archie book better.
I mean, that's okay.
What Archie book did you do?
I just did Karnak the Mystic, which came out last week.
Little one shot.
Oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with that.
Oh, okay.
Is it an existing character or someone you just made up?
No, it's a Golden Age character from Top Notch Comics, but not to get too spoilery, we pull in a couple of other sort of characters from that era, including his fiance, Lorna, who I had a lot of fun writing. And they did let me do that. They were basically like, do Karnak, and I was like, well, I love this character of Lorna that's like his fiance, who's like sort of a recurring character in these stories. I really want to put her in it. Would that be okay? And they were like, don't feel like you have to, but of course, if you want to use her, use her. So I was able to play off on that dynamic.
Now, since you're friends with Mad Cave over there, you should ask him to do a Phantom ongoing series.
No, for sure. I was at Anime NYC earlier today, with Mad Cave, and we went out for ramen after. It was nice.
Nice.
But,
I'll tell you what, in the independent field, that's the only place I do not say be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I said if you're not.
I wanted to see the Legion of Superheroes in the New 52 and the Rebirth, especially Rebirth, because I thought that was DC at its strongest in the last decade.
Yeah.
And then I'm not a Bendis fan. That's all
I was just going to say, Mad Cave's got a lot of good books coming out, though.
I'm getting 10 more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Then let's see how this poll ends. So make sure you got your vote in. But yeah, I am so hacked. I did not like the Legion of Superheroes by Brian Michael Bendis. It just did not sit in the art. I'm not a Rodney Rosmo fan either. But
no, I'm just surprised.
I love Independence. I mean, Dick Tracy's been good. The Flash Gordon's been good.
There's a quarterly coming out too, and everything. Like Defenders, I'm like, why doesn't the Phantom have his own ongoing?
That would be awesome.
I mean, I don't know all the details, but I'm sure there are things with rights to this character versus that character and who approves what and all of that. But yeah, I mean, Flash Gordon has been really great.
And if you guys are able to connect the books, together with that Defenders would have been great. But I mean, it's a different timeline.
Yeah.
All righty. Let's see what won. Come on.
Because if I can't get a good Justice League story at DC, I'll take a good Defender story.
Pretty good, pretty close poll.
If it would pop up here, I don't know what's going on. Usually,
that's Gail usually saying that.
You beat me to it.
Oh, there it is.
I just walk right. Okay, 26 votes. Thank you to everybody who participated tonight. Wiz Comics got 19%. Venus got 23%. Classic Illustrated 26%, but it's the Marvel family that we're going to be checking out. Once again, we are deep into the season 5 right now, and that's where we're going to put that. And so please, by all means, stick around. If you haven't done it yet, click subscribe, hit notifications all on your phone so you don't miss any of these. They're a lot of fun, or I think they're a lot of fun, and obviously a lot of you guys show up every time, so I certainly appreciate it, because I do enjoy. I don't, in all honesty, I don't really care what we look at. I mean, I want to look, like, I have stuff I want to look at, but sometimes it's like I have never seen these covers before in my life, and it's just so much fun to check them out and to really take time. And I would recommend, by the way, sometimes we'll pop up a cover and immediately we'll get scores. And if that's the way you want to do it, obviously I open all the doors to everybody and make sure your opinion's heard. I'd say, though, take a little time while we're talking about things. Take a little time, check it out. You might see something, because we've had people go, oh, it's a 5. And then we describe some things that maybe you guys missed. And, oh, wait, I want to change my grade. Now I think it's an 8. You know, it really is. By the way, I love the show. I love doing this. Thank you very much. Eric, by the way, needed something. And we thought, okay, let's look at comic book covers. Joe, did you enjoy yourself tonight?
Yeah, no, it was fun. It's also just nice talk about the Legion. So
Isn't it? I mean,
oh, yeah.
it really is.
Joe, what do you have coming in the shops next?
Yeah.
Well, the next thing, other than Kardak, which is still available, let's let it sell out, right?
That
But
was amazing.
it was just announced. I'm editing Green Hornet at Dynamite.
Nice.
So yeah,
who's the writer?
it's Alex Segura's writing. This up and coming artist Federico Soressa is the interior artist. He's honestly doing a fantastic job. We've got it's also a Miss Fury crossover, so it's Green Hornet and Miss Fury are teaming up. There's someone going around killing masked Palpiros. So
okay, I gotta ask.
So it's set in the period then.
Yeah.
I've got to ask, because to me, Green Hornet is not. It's not just about the art; it's about the ambience. I think there was fine art. What was that one we read? RDV. It gave headaches. The art was fine.
Oh, okay. There was one Green Hornet, but it was like green, white, and black over. Green. And it was
like looking at 3D
oh my gosh,
cover
without the
book without
glasses,
3D.
Yeah. So to me, Green Hornet, it's not just good art; it's got to be that ambiance. So how's that been in this particular?
I mean, I've been enjoying it. Like what we're in terms of how the interior is going to look. With the colors and everything, we're going for and it kind of fell into this just by how it's been going, but it should look kind of like how the more recent Human Target came out. I'm talking strictly about the art. I'm not talking about the story. I'm just saying that like that Greg Smallwood kind of art with like the I guess like kind of muted colors, but like they still pop, like that kind of look to it. So that's really what we're going for with that. And then I've really been happy with the covers. I think the first batch of covers are out there now. We've got
40 of
Francisco. Well, it's I think it's 4 covers. It's was it Francisco Favela is doing one. We got Jay Lee doing a cover. We got Jonathan Case and who did the Batman 66 comics and all that. And he's doing great stuff. And Jacob Edgar. And
so is he doing it in the style? Because Green Hornet had a 60s. They even had the team up. Is he doing it in the style of the 66 covers?
it's a little like there is that element to it. You know, I especially like feel like the Miss Fury on those covers to me feels very like Batman 66, not necessarily the like colors, but like just like the design and the line work and all of that. But yeah, I'm very excited for this to get out there. I'm really happy with it.
I'm gonna ask, so are you happy just doing editing, or do you prefer writing?
I genuinely enjoy both because they're different things.
Yeah.
And like you know, sometimes for me, like creatively, it's easier to work like later in the day, but like there's something about editing where I can like get up, put on a pot of coffee, and like get to it because it's a different it's a different skill. You're doing different things, and like sometimes it's not that it's like easier, but there's less of a it's still creative, but it's different kind of creative. Like I can go through and be like, okay, well, how's this gonna work? What's going on here? And like you could look over things, and you know, I've been doing that tonight. Like I got a page in, and I had to look and just be like, you know, and send a note to the artist. And you know, I'm not gonna go into exactly what that is because it's a bit of a spoiler, but you know, just like, you know, things where you're looking at it and you're like, well, maybe we could add you know, if there's room to add another panel or another beat or something, because there's something missing here, and I know the dialogue covers it, but like, you know, like so you know, it's a different skill.
It is. I totally get that. Like when you're drawing something, a lot of times if you're working on some art and it's just like nothing, and then you get that one little spark of inspiration. And I don't know why that's almost always really late at night. You almost never come up with great ideas early in the morning. But cleaning it up and getting it fixed up, you can do that like whenever. And actually, when you have a lot of energy, it seems to work pretty well. So I could see the appeal of doing editing, right?
Yeah. Breen and I only have one request though for you, Joe. Can you update your photo on we get Comic Geeks? Go back to the other one.
We want James Bond Corallo back.
Okay, we could do that.
Hey, I'm gonna show something while the governor of the channel is not here.
Oh, help yourself to it.
Wes did a video today on Kurt Swan. It was kind of like a retrospective. It would have been cooler if Joe and I had been part of it, but you know, it's
naturally.
But it's definitely worth checking out because it's nice to see things that aren't about the latest crappy comic or the latest drama, and so paying tribute to somebody who meant so much to, you know, arguably the greatest character in the history of fiction. So it's well worth the time.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I'd also say there's at least one interview with Kurt Swan like on YouTube that like he's talking, you know, it's I want to say it's in the 80s, you know, but he's like on a stage with Jerry Ordway, and so if you've never actually seen Kurt Swan or like heard him talk or got an idea of you know, how he's like felt about Superman and working on the character, like do yourself a favor and check it out. Like as much as I and Breen and other people love talking about him, just to hear him talk about it himself is great. And hearing him talking about things like, you know, in that interview, he mentioned something about how, while, you know, Joe Shuster obviously being a big influence, but like for him, he really took more, you know, from like Wayne Boring, and you know, like just hearing those sort of things and those conversations, like I think it's really cool.
Nice. I'll have to look for that.
Yeah.
Hey Joe, real quick, I'm just curious. This might be too inside baseball, but for the Green Hornet project, were you brought on first, or had they already chosen Alex Segura to write it and asked you to come in as the editor?
I mean, I was, you know, it's a little too inside baseball, probably, to be, you know, talking about, but
hypothetically,
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Well, and I just bring that up because I mean, again, you
Yeah.
see it, especially now. So often, you see kind of some commentators, giving or blaming editors for something, or blaming writers for something. And I found it real interesting reading Steve Fox's goodbye letter in Spider-Woman #10, where he kind of pulled the curtain back on how he got involved in writing that Spider-Woman book. And it was interesting that I don't want to say if he gave away something he shouldn't have, but the fact that he basically said, hey, the editors had this idea of taking Jerry away from Jessica and aging him up and turning him into an AIM assassin, and they asked us for our pitches, and I was so excited, and I was surprised that they selected mine. And I'm like, oh, so it's the editor's fault for having that horrible, terrible idea for that book.
Yeah, I mean, it does. All of that varies. For me, it's tough. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, especially on a book that hasn't come out yet, that I genuinely do think is coming along great, and I think it should be something that comes out nice and that people are going to enjoy. But it's at Dynamite, it's not quite at that level. I think that's a different level of but obviously, as editor working for them, I'm not the executive editor. I mean, I am an editor working on a book, so I can suggest people, and but it has to go up the chain,
right?
Like I can't just be like, hey, I'm just going to put my best buds on this book and we're going to see how it goes. And especially when you're doing something like Green Hornet, and any licensed book, the licensor does end up having a say. So that's also part of it. There honestly hasn't been any like issues with anything like that. All the cover artists, the team, and everything has been pretty easy to put together. So that's all been great. But but it's certainly not a situation like I can tell you all right now that the licensor or the higher ups or anything weren't like, we want to tell this very specific story that you need to cast. It was it wasn't like that. So
yeah, no, it sounds awesome, and having a crossover with Miss Fury, I mean, it just is perfect for that time period. So it's what I'm definitely marking down.
My only concern, because the last time he had a Dynamite book, was the Scarlet Sisters that he wrote himself, and it was very let's just say it wasn't very one-sided, or I guess we say one-sided politics. Like so, but I mean, at Mad Cave, he's been doing Dick Tracy, and I'm not sure how much writing he's doing because there's a co-writer with him.
Yeah.
So,
but no, I mean, there's that's an element to it, but also with something like Green Hornet, and I can't speak to that other book.
No, of course,
But what I can say is that when I've talked with Alex about this, it's very much about Green Hornet and doing pulp characters right. And I think Dick Tracy's shown that. So there has been nothing that I've seen from like I obviously I can't like go into the script and everything that's been going on, but yeah.
The problem most people have is you're putting modern, politics into back then, and you're just totally ignoring, how it was back then, and and like say it's 1700s or not the 1700s, but like the 1800s, and you're saying, well, women had the right to vote. No, they didn't. It's kind of ignoring history. I mean,
I saw a Western movie that had modern day identity politics in it.
That's what I mean. Like when you start
What
throwing
are
that stuff in there.
It was ridiculously bad. Yes,
Yeah, like I just want a story. And honestly, it sounds like you're telling me that the Green Hornet is just going to be the Green Hornet. We're not going to get anything, and that's not Green Hornet related. It's not going to be like self-insert.
No, I mean this is just, and I mean with something like this, you know, again, there's a licensor, there's you know, other elements to it. It's, you know, this isn't like a creator-owned project that you know, someone can do this or that with, but no, I mean this is a pulp hero teaming up with another pulp hero. There's a murder mystery. It's like, well, that's the story.
Like I said, I trust you, Joe, because you're just like us. You're a fan of the story, you know, and you probably can get upset too when someone just changes the character to change what they want it to be, instead of ignoring the lore and all this stuff, what this character's been for the past, you know, 20, 40 years.
Do you think it would be a good story for a person who's maybe not as familiar with the series? Like who's kind of...
No, I think the way it's written is, you know, it's gonna jump right into the action, but then like and I think a lot of, you know, comics do this. You know, you jump into the action, then you slow down a little bit, catch people up, and you jump back into the action. Like it shouldn't be, you know, it shouldn't be too hard. I mean, for people to be able to dive in. And again, like it's a, while it's an established world, it's not like the Legion of Superheroes. You're not jumping into, like, you're not going to pick this up and have a roll call of 24 people. So like you'll be fine.
Here's the most important question.
Easily accessible world.
Yeah.
The most important. This is the most important question. How much Kato's in this?
Kato
which Kato is in this?
Yeah, how much?
Well, I mean, it's you know, it's your, you know, sort of Bruce Lee inspired kind of Kato, you know, and
he's like Alfred. He's there for 5 seconds.
Well, no, he's in it. It's just I can't go
diverge
into all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is in it, and he's doing active things.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, what I was meaning was, of course, in the Kevin Smith run, he made Kato's daughter very prominent. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite Green Hornet series in the last 10 years was, I think it was Amy Chu, who wrote a Green Hornet series where Green Hornet was missing, so Kato's daughter took over the role. I thought that was fun. I thought that was entertaining.
Yeah, no, I saw Amy today. I ran into her at the Anime NYC. So
I'm absolutely a fan, by the way. I read I want to say it was Sheena, and I just thought, holy crap. Then I went to the Green Hornet. I might have my timelines fixed, but there was just a 1-2 punch, and I'm like, okay, I'm officially an Amy Chu fan.
Yeah, no, she's good.
She's on point with these characters.
She did Red Sonja as well.
Yeah. Well, the thing is these days there seems to be from female writers a need to soften female characters, and she did not do that. You know, and more so. And I think this is incredibly important to the strength of a female character. She didn't weaken the male characters around her. You know, the female hero is stronger if there's female villains and other or male villains and male characters are also strong. It just gives them more to overcome. Therefore, a more strong character. And I thought Amy Chu was on point.
That's awesome.
I am very much a fan of her writing, the way she does things. So,
no, I've liked Amy for a long time. She's great.
Don't know her personally, but I assume you do, and she's a nice person.
No, I saw her here like last weekend. I ended up getting drinks with her. It was nice.
By the way, and I won't fanboy her, but invite her along to cover ranking. Hey, I know these people. They're good people. Yeah.
You know, it'd be great to actually have a cover art as we actually done cover art.
I
have a rank his own cover art.
I think that would
Like you'd have it'd be great to have like Walter Giovanni come on and rank his own Red Sonja covers.
That would be fun.
I would, I actually thought of asking, just sending out, hey, can you come in? The Mike Grell thing fell apart. I don't know if he saw what I sometimes tell or how I talk and didn't care for it, or if he just said, oh, this is one. Or I met Mike Grell at a convention and we were chatting, and I mentioned I had this channel and could he come on? Because I would love to talk about comic books with Mike Grell. I mean, who wouldn't? He is comic book history. I don't know, he gave me his email and said, yeah, contact me here and here. And I sent out a few emails. After a while, I got the picture. So
maybe it's a thing like Stan Lee. Maybe the guy who is handling his emails doesn't like you.
Could have been. I spoke straight. Well, I thought it was his wife.
Maybe she don't like you.
Well, no, we got along fine at the convention.
I don't know.
But his wife was very much, and I'm not saying standoffish. I'm just saying that
Demure?
She ran block. She was very good about that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was really good because a lot of us are coming at Mike Grell. I was literally standing at the table waiting. The only reason I was at that convention was to get a print and maybe a signature and such. I did get a printing Batman and Green Arrow.
Nice.
And just to prove my sincerity, I asked them to sign it, and I just put my name on it. If you don't get them personalized when you need rent or when you need something, you'll be a little bit. Yeah, we do have the Mike Grell thing. But if you get it personalized, it's yours.
Yeah,
it's possible that he hasn't come on yet because he just doesn't know who's going to take over Sable for him after he goes.
I am not a good interviewer, Joe. That's why I've been letting everybody else ask questions, because I ask stupid questions.
Oh, that's fine. But yeah, I had him sign my Legion Archive Volume 11 a couple of years ago at Baltimore Comic Con.
Yeah, good man. Mike Grell heard that I love comics, cosplays as the Warlord.
I kind of feel like I'm more the hard hitting, questions. I ask you what you had for dinner and how much did you pay for it.
I asked Mike Barron what does he think will happen with his creations after he's gone, Nexus and such like that. Like my whole thinking was, what I was in my head, it's like, you write a character, it lives on beyond you. If it's a popular character, that character is going to be beyond you. And that was my thinking, and instead of saying, do you have an apprentice, somebody who's a Mike Barron fan, somebody who you would like to see continue? This is how I asked it. After you die, so what do you think is going to happen to your characters? I have been hearing shit from this panel for the last 2 years since I asked that question. So there you go. But
what'd he say?
He said, "What?"
I mean, something about another appointment.
Yeah, that's what he said. But it's actually, there are certain people I think are just absolutely perfect for certain books. There are great writers that I think have stumbled over as much as, I love Peter David on She-Hulk. The Hulks are pretty awesome. You know what? I was going to use him, but I don't think I've ever read anything bad by Peter David. I was trying to think.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah,
like I said, I like. There's a lot of cool IP writers, but I like seeing these cool IP writers create their own. And I want to, because sometimes they are told what they can and cannot do. Obviously, for the most part, when Shooter was there, can't do this. He had Mark Grimwell telling continuity, but it's great to see, okay, now, because I didn't like what Rucka was doing. Obviously, Rucka became the joke. He just writes girls being more than friends. That's all he ever does. And then he wrote that 12-issue Lois Lane miniseries. It was all about basically like Orange Man Bad. Every single issue it mentioned everything. It was like real world politics.
Well,
But then I check out Lazarus, his creator-owned book, and you get none of that.
Yeah.
So it was
Well,
just like it was just mind blowing to see that. Because sometimes you get if you read one book, you're like, well, okay, that guy's just an asshole. That's what his politics, whatever. But then you start reading their other stuff. It's like, wow, why is he wasting his money at the IP place, and doesn't write his own stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will still contend. I mean, my favorite all-time Greg Rucka work is Queen and Country. That is such a fantastic, if you want that, the gritty, down and dirty espionage, special ops, type story, go read Queen and Country. It's awesome. And it still shocks me the fact of all these streaming sites so desperate for content that hasn't either. I don't know if he's tried to sell the rights, isn't interested, or they've tried to make something and it's failed or what have you. But it seemed like it would be tailor made for a mini series or a series on pick your streaming site. But yeah, Terra Chase, Queen and Country. Oh God, I love that series.
But that brings up something. I guess RDV was talking about writers putting their own voice in the character instead of finding the voice of the character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we love the IPs, and like I said, somebody controls which candidate. There's always like restraint. But when someone does it with their own creator, it's like your own property.
Well,
I'm always curious to see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna go full on politics, or are they gonna go back to the old school and just tell the good story?
Well, if it's their character, you can hardly mind about it because it's their character. They can say.
Sure. I just like because I like reading independent books. I was telling Breen, I came back in 2019 after being away from the comic industry for like 5 or 7 years. I read Flash, Jeremy Adams, and then I started picking up some Brubaker books. And then I started reading some more indie books. And now with DC, I never really care what DC's doing as much, and I'm just the point where I'm full on indie now. It is just so weird. I went from Marvel to DC to indie. It is a weird life for me.
So, what do you think about the? I guess the questions would be, what do you think about the modern state of the comic book industry? Asking the guest.
Okay.
What you want to know my take on?
Yeah.
Which
obviously, I know you don't name names. We don't want to get you in any trouble. But are you thinking, it's on a high level or low level? Marvel and DC. Where we stand, of course, is we've lost faith in the big two and are going more independent. But what do you think? How do you feel?
No, I mean, I think there's a lot of just sort of feeling things out. There's gonna have to be some changes. I think that, I don't know, might be in the next couple of years that things swing in a bit of a different direction. But I think it's it's fair to say that there's recalibrating right now. There's a lot of like, okay, well, let's try this, let's try that. Right. Trying something with X-Men right now. There's clearly setting up like they're ending the Zeb Wells run on Spider-Man and doing another sort of like stopgap before they pick whoever takes over for that again. You have this Absolute line at DC, part of this like all-in thing, and I mean, I think like a lot of these things in the past few years or so, a couple of books or so might stand out from like each initiative, and then hopefully that leads to something more. But I think there needs to be like something has to change in terms of the amount of like ongoings versus miniseries, like that's become like that kind of flipped in a way that like it's harder to manage putting out more miniseries than ongoings, because when you have a lot of characters, and this is just like a logistics thing, when you have a lot of characters that start and stop and come back, and sometimes they start and stop for years at a time, it's hard. It becomes really difficult to like manage that continuity, because that's like, oh well, that character wasn't being used, then they show up in this book, but that's a different group editor, and now another group editor is coming in and doing something, they're launching this, and then like, but you didn't do that. Like I mean, you see this a lot. Like some people pointed out, I'll use a very recent example. Some people pointed out that in the new X Factor book, that you know, Alex and Lorna were in a relationship again, and people were like there were people that responded to that being like, well, what happened with Alex being with Madeline Pryor, which was a whole thing they set up in, you know, in Hellions, and then they did a lot through the rest of the Krakoa era. So you know, you see things like that, and that gets people kind of being like, well,
Tony and Emma Frost living together, married, cats, dogs.
Yeah, well, that's something that some readers, ourselves, have been pointing out. There seems to be a disinteresting continuity the way that we would have. So that, by the way, would be allowed, where one book has Alex and Lorna together, one book has Alex Madeline together, and you're like, wait a second, where do we go? Are you saying now with the multiverse? Of course, they could say, well, this is in one universe, this is with the other one, and but that's not conducive to creating long-term fans. I mean, you're old enough. You look old enough from your picture here and from what I saw to
I'm certainly old enough.
He's only 19. Can you believe it?
Yeah, to remember proper continuity. You know, where you might get attached to a character or a team where you would buy every issue. You would work your way through the bad runs because you love the character and you know a good run is right around the corner.
Sure.
But with all these stops, with all these starts, with no one paying attention to continuity, it's like nothing matters. And you know, if the writer believes nothing matters, then why should the reader? And why should the reader become as engaged as we used to be in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah. Well, it just seems like there's no character Bibles anymore. That okay, here you know, you're coming on to something, or you're writing something. You know, hey, here's the core identity of this character. You know, X, Y, and Z. You know, this is what you have to write. This is kind of how you have to follow. You can add some stuff to it if you know it makes sense, but you know, you need to identify it this way. And then, you know, when that goes away, then, you know, the characters become whatever the writer wants. And I mean, you know, it's hilarious, you know, you talking about the difference between, you know, continuing series and miniseries, you know, that Marvel over the last, I guess, 2 months now, just canceled 3 series that hit issue 10.
Oh.
Yeah. Captain Marvel, and this was issue 10 in the final issue of the Spider-Woman run. You know, none of which, in my opinion, were great. You know, and you know, we'll see what happens. You know.
Well, that also brings up another question. Talking about books going for 10 issues, then be canceled, then relaunched with the same creative teams. Moon Knight's on the 3rd freaking title now.
Yeah.
that does get pretty.
Like,
Oh.
what are your thoughts on that, and thoughts on just relaunching just to have 40 variants?
Hold on. Also, by the way, let me ask you this: do you mind we're asking you the questions? You were brought here to judge covers, and this has turned into a Joe Corolla interview. Are you okay with that?
Well, we're more like we're judging Joe on his answers.
We're basically
Right.
we are.
I mean,
we're tearing you apart inside. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Before you answer,
Well,
stay too much longer because
me neither. I've got to take my wife to work at 6.
To be fair though, the only time we can reach Joe is on Wednesday nights, and we can't because we fall asleep the minute we tune in.
That's true. But speaking of, I'm actually at the Long Island Doctor Who convention tomorrow.
Oh.
So you know.
I don't understand it. God bless the Whovians or whatever you call yourselves. Yeah. My brother's been trying to get me into that show for 50 years.
You know what they're ranking the other night? We were ranking covers, and they were ranking sonic screwdrivers.
Really?
I heard they were ranking sonic screwdrivers.
They should have been ranking covers that you can crawl under and fall asleep.
I was I was doing my hair. I couldn't.
Oh, nice.
Me too.
It's a fine coif.
Yeah, just
get a balayage done.
I just noticed that they actually. I was looking at your icon. I've seen it so many times on Lead Comic Geeks. I never knew it was the Harley Quinn gesture thing. I'm like, what is this stupid white goggle mask he's got on his forehead?
I was wearing that. That picture was taken at the Marvel party at New York Comic Con in I want to say 2019. So I was like, oh, I'll wear this Harley Quinn Marvel party.
So it's clickbait. Well, it's not even updated photo.
Okay, let me be the adult here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. Also, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern is the auction, and then on Sunday we're going to be looking at Silver Age Batman covers. Joe, the door is always open.
Thank you.
Run, Joe, run!
And to leave. No, anytime. Feel free to jump on. I like the insights.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to? I mean, for the entire 9 people who are left, everybody else went back to bed. But do you have anything to say before we check out?
No, I'm good. Buy Kardak. If you haven't bought
buy Karnak.
Excellent book.
You know what? Yes, if you guys are like us, are saying, hey, the big two just aren't doing anymore, go independent. And Dynamite is and has been. Sure, every series has its flaws, but Dynamite has been awesome with the pulp heroes for a long time now. So check those out. That being said, thank you very much for everybody who hung around and helped us rank some covers and even stuck around for the impromptu Joe Corolla interview there. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night, guys.